Hello and welcome, weary travelers, to episode 6 of Arcanarama, the only show where you can watch my beard grow in real time on the internet. I'm Cameron Holtz, a YouTuber and dice maker over at Fantasy Forge, as well as the Dungeon Master here at Arcanarama. I am joined, as always, by our fabulous Arcana crew. Say hello, Arcana crew.
Hello!
My beard doesn't grow.
Not ever?
No, I was born this way.
Oh my god.
Wow.
That's a weird baby.
I grew into my whole head.
Your as
poor
always,
mother.
A big thank you to our friends at Arknight, without whom this stream wouldn't be possible. Speaking of Arknight, we've got a couple of giveaways this evening yet again. From Arknight, we have this wonderful set of home and tavern furniture. This is actually really cool. It's these little guys. We're giving away 5 of these, by the way, 5 of these sheets. It's got beds, tables, chairs, all sorts of things, and they're double-sided. You can't see because I've got these little peelies, which I'm going to save for you. They're double-sided, so you've got beds made and unmade. You've got different types of wood. You've got different various bits of furniture and chairs and things of that nature. And honestly, some really great scatter for any type of campaign that you may be running yourself or that your DM may be running and would love as a gift, because DMs love people. That give them things. And our second giveaway this evening of Fantasy Forge dice is this beautiful set
Of trucks.
Wow, that's exciting.
Wow.
Just pardon our neighbors, they're drilling a hole through the wall because their internet went down and they just have to watch the stream somehow.
We're working on that.
Well, hi guys. If you could just be quiet the rest of your stream, that would be wonderful.
From Fantasy Forge, we have these wonderful candy corn dice, which I'm going to hold up in front of this camera because I can. And I painstakingly painted all of the numbers so that they are like little bitty candy corns because you voted and I listened. So we're going to be giving away this set, which actually comes with a jumbo. Not all of our giveaways do come with that extra big D20 in addition to the smaller one.
Candy corn, the natural one of candy. I love candy corn. I don't know why. It was just an easy joke to say.
I keep seeing things that I know you made that are disparaging it, and knowing in my heart that you love it.
I absolutely adore candy.
Sicko.
I'm sick.
It's
okay?
just sugar.
It's just sugar.
great.
Sugar's
It's
good.
honey
Sugar with
flavored
colors.
candy.
It's honey good.
It's so
Sugar
good.
in the texture of burnt rubber.
I'm
Why?
going to have to dissolve some candy corn into a tea now. That sounds
It's
nice.
so good. Why are you making those noises?
Get in the chat if you like or dislike candy corn.
I think
Please
that's
just
the
get in
thing
the
is that
chat.
it doesn't dissolve. I think that's what turns people.
Oh, it absolutely dissolves.
Yeah.
Go ahead and head over when the stream is done or during our break to youtube.com/fantasyforgeart. You can watch the video where I made these actual dice and another set that I put actual candy corn inside of. It didn't go well.
Science happened.
Yeah, it turns out resin gets really hot when it so yeah, stay tuned with us till the break and get the special code, or just look in the chat and use your detective sleuthing skills to find out the code word beforehand.
It's not often people are just repeating weird words in our chat.
Yeah,
for no
right?
reason. Bridge.
And yeah, we'll give you the special code to enter to win the giveaway. The first giveaway we will announce right after the break, the winners. We're giving away those 5 sets of the Arknight scatter furniture. And then stay tuned with us till the end to see if you win a set of Fantasy Forge dice for your very own. Unless there's anything that I am forgetting.
One of our sponsors.
Oh, right! We do have another sponsor this week once
We
again.
do.
This stream is brought to you lovingly by Carbach Brewery.
Oh my god.
Keeping us hydrated and happy for those of you at home, for your viewing pleasure, as well as ours. Grip it and rip it.
Grip it on.
Rip it and rip it.
Responsibly, because we're all over 21.
That one's
We're
spattered.
adults. We're adult people here.
She was
well,
properly gripped and ripped.
She was ripped.
Cheers to all of you. I think it's time to hop into tonight's episode of Arcanarama.
Oh my
Oh
god.
my god.
I better open D&D Beyond.
Open it.
Open it.
Open it.
Just as soon as we cut to that intro.
Oh no.
Previously on Arcanarama. Vajra Safar captured the Intellect Devourer, then thanked and paid the party for their deeds in tracking down what Maloon was up to. Then the party discovered several dismembered bodies in Maloon's room with the key that you guys had paid for to get in there. Several of which of these bodies seem to have taken a liking to Alma as she gathered a few passengers before leaving. After which, the party searched the castle ward and found Maxine the Talking Mare, which led to the discovery of Yagra Strongfist and her boss Davil Starsong's association with the Silver Stake. Then it was off to the magistrate to transfer ownership of Trollskull Manor from Volothamp Gadarm to the party, and you are now officially business owners in Waterdeep, technically. In the evening, the party had dinner with the Castellanters, where they met Victoro's family, discussed business for the tavern, as well as payment for Sylas's restoration at the Temple of Boccob in the Sea Ward. While at dinner, Ollie received a message from Mert, where he confirmed the party, where he thanked them for the information about Davil Starsong and Yagra Strongfist, and invited them to his manor for a conversation. During which, he confirmed the party as Harp Shadows within the Harper's organization, and as you guys left to make your way back to your newly acquired tavern, that is where we're going to begin tonight's episode with a bit of a montage.
We went to Mertz too, yeah.
Mm-hmm. So, in about 2 10-day, the tavern will be finished, completed, and over the next couple of weeks, there's going to be a lot of guild representatives coming in to do their respective jobs of fixing up the manor to the specifications that you guys gave Victoria Castellanter, who is funding the entire endeavor as thanks for saving his life. So, I'm actually going to throw it to you guys as we kind of travel our way through these next 2 10-day. Is there anything in particular that you guys would like to do? That includes, this is something we haven't really talked about on stream yet, so I'll give you guys a quick rundown for those of you at home. We do have a system, in a kind of a homebrew system in our games, where if you would like to spend your downtime doing different tasks, like anything from trying to hone a skill or an attribute, you can essentially take a 10-day or a couple of 10-day, however long you need, to set up a little rolling table, and you roll once a day to try and increase your stat or gain a proficiency, and each day the DC goes up by 1, and you can essentially continue until you finish it within that 10-day, or sometimes it goes beyond. Natural 20 is 2 successes, and a natural 1 is no advancement, but the DC still goes up. So if you fail a save, then the DC stays the same, nothing changes. It's just you got to try again the next day. But it does require dedicating the majority of your downtime for that period to this specific thing. So, with that being said, is there anything that anyone would like to work on over these next couple 10-day, or any little scenes that you guys would like to play out?
Yeah.
Cholula.
Okay, so Cholula is kind of insisting that she help the builders kind of set everything up, and then once the gym is there, she's going to ask Ollie if she wouldn't mind her using some of that equipment, and she's trying to, after the few encounters that we've had, she's trying to get a little buff.
Hell yeah. So yeah, you have about 20 days. If you just kind of want to roll these in the background. So we're going to start. What is your strength score?
9.
9? Okay. So we're going to start at a DC 10. And these are going to be strength checks.
Okay.
Is there a max to these, or if she's just like 20s every roll, she's like +5?
So once she gets 10 consecutive days, her strength ability score will go up by 1. So
I'm not straight rolling, I'm doing it like a strength check, so it's -1 to the
Yes.
rolls? Okay.
But once you complete a full 10-day of successes, 10 successes essentially, if you want to make some little circles in your notebook, then your ability score goes up by 1. And you have 2 weeks, so if you wanted to go up by a full point, or I don't know exactly where your strength score is at, 1 might bump you up to a +0.
Yeah.
But you can go up a full 2 points, potentially, in the next 20 days if you succeed every single check in succession. So it's going to start at a DC 10, and it's going to go up by 1 on every success.
Okay.
If you want to be doing that in the background, that's probably for the best. And that does, for ability score improvements in particular, I think this is what you were asking, Taylor, it does cap at 20. You cannot exceed...
I meant for this in particular, for this 10-day.
What do you mean?
Like, if she just nat 20s, okay. These 10 rolls are for a certain amount of plus.
Yes, so
Okay, cool.
she's got 20 rolls total for 2 10-day.
Mm-hmm.
So if she doesn't complete the 20 rolls needed to go up 2 points...
Okay, I'm sorry. I had it in my head that it was like, if you roll really well, you're going to get a +1, and then you roll again, and then you get a +1. I was like,
no.
You have like 10 chances to get like essentially +4 in a sitting?
No. It's 10 successes leads to
+0.
One.
a +1 to
Okay.
her ability score.
Suddenly it's a flex competition between Ollie and Cholula every
I
day.
just wanted to just clear the air that she wasn't going to get like... We have to like check for the clearing the cream on Cholula.
Is there anything anyone else would like to get to work on as Cholula's doing that?
I am going to try and investigate these mists that everybody keeps bringing up. And if Kitty doesn't mind, I would like to start with asking Cholula what she knows about them.
What I know
Probably
about what?
while she's working out. So I'm gonna enter the gym.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hi. Wow. I see like a little bit of muscle.
Oh,
forming
that's-
there.
That's just from bread making.
Well, then you've already got a head start on me. I try not to get the heavy books. You mentioned a few times the mists and being somewhere else.
Right.
Do you know how they happen, or have you always been from somewhere else? Did you end up somewhere else?
Well, originally, I sort of grew up just outside of Waterdeep, with a family. Not mine, just a family.
Okay.
But they sort of traded me to someone that the man of the house, I guess you could say, Leroy, owed a debt, and as payment offered me and my culinary services, I guess. When I was very young, someone called the Caller came and took me away.
The caller is in I'm calling you, or okay.
Like
Someone
being
who
called
calls.
upon.
Yeah, not
Okay.
not like a dog collar.
Okay.
They call
So-
me the collar.
They came and took me, and we traveled through the woods, and the mist came, and that was the first time I saw them. But when they dissipated, the forest we were in was different. And I realized that I came to be in a place called Boccob. Despicable place. And I worked there for a family for a time. And when I left their services, I came across someone who said they could help me leave this place, and essentially traveled through mists again, and wound up back outside of Waterdeep.
So it brought you to the same place twice. Did this person who helped you out, helped you get out, did they have a name?
What was her name? Yes, they
I think it was
had a name.
Isolde. Hang on, let me check.
I think Isolde sounds right. Right?
Hang on, I need to look this up if you guys want to continue with your conversation.
She was Eladrian, right?
She was an Eladrin. Yeah.
She was an Eladrin. quite beautiful. She was there with some sort of a carnival. That's where I met Sylas the first time.
Isolde, yes.
Her name was Isolde.
And this was still in Borca?
Mm-hmm. I don't know how she has the ability to travel in and out of a place like that, because from my understanding, the whole time that I lived there was that there was no way out. Not without some sort of permission, I guess.
I've heard it's not easy. Thanks. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
That helps.
Well, that's why I was curious if Sylas was there and then ended up back here after I saw him. And his whole family disappeared. I thought maybe something happened to that house and Mists. But he wasn't with anyone.
How long ago was it that you went through the mist the first time?
The first time?
To get to Borca.
Oh, I was about between 13 and 15 years old. So that was about 15 years ago.
Are those pretty similar timelines?
Make a history check.
What dice? The new one.
They're very pretty, though.
5.
5.
They're pretty.
You're not sure. You haven't really gotten a solid... Actually, no. Make that with advantage.
Try again. That is a natural one. Oh no. I don't have to do the thing
No,
because it's
it
a
was
time
advantage, so that
warp.
was the lower of the two.
Okay.
Yeah, you haven't really gotten a clear timeline as far as when the incident at Bramble Manor took place.
Okay.
You've heard 20 years. I think somebody said 17. Mert said 25 to 20. It was...
Okay. So they could be, based on the jumble that nobody really perfectly remembers, they could be possibly very similar times.
Potentially.
Okay. So maybe it could be possible that these two things happened almost the same time?
I suppose it's possible.
I just wonder if there's something that makes it happen. Do you know what I mean?
Well, the caller seemed to call the mist, if you don't mind the pun.
No, the pun is okay.
It's fine.
I think you're capable of more. I know this of you. I want to figure out what happened, because if it happened once, it could happen again.
What's interesting to me is that everyone that remembers him, that's run into him, seems to be surprised that he doesn't seem to have aged. But I most definitely do not still appear to be 15 years old.
No, you are an adult woman.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know anything about
But
that
I'm not
either.
sure if he could have been somewhere else before he landed in Borca in particular, and if the entire family went through Mist and ended up somewhere. I don't know how they got separated, unless I suppose they all had their memories wiped and didn't realize they should stay together.
Not very many people have come out of the mist. So far, I only know of the two of you.
Mm-hmm. I haven't recognized anyone else but Sylas.
Maybe it's because you went through of your own volition?
I suppose so. I'm not sure if it's something that just happens naturally. It seems to be something that drags people in for a purpose.
I'll keep trying to find information, and I'll let you know if I find anything worthwhile.
Sure.
And Alma will just spend the next 20 days kind of trying to find any books on interdimensional travel or just anything that seems like it could match. That's all she's doing.
Okay, make an investigation check.
Make it good enough for 20 days.
Right? 13. It's not like it's an easy thing to research, I guess.
Yeah, you you go to several public Waterdavian libraries, searching for things about mist or fogs or strange weather patterns, and towards the end, you probably also start spending, actually I'll leave it up to Alma, but you probably peruse the Castellanter library as well from time to time. And they're always welcoming, happy to see you. Towards the end of these couple of 10-day, you have this realization of maybe if people can go missing, maybe places have gone missing too. And you just start to get this inkling of an idea to look into other types of disappearances.
Like ghost towns and stuff?
Yeah.
Okay.
Is there anything anyone else would like to do specifically?
I would like to see if it's possible to, like, find something that would make my armor class a little better that I can afford. Or also, like, spend some time maybe working on my decks, maybe see if I can get that a little higher.
Okay.
Maybe training with Cholula. I mean, I imagine she's training with me in strength training. We just, like, cross
absolutely.
it over.
You guys we could swap back and forth, helping each other out. In terms of armor, you're currently wearing leather armor?
Mm-hmm.
I think, as a cleric, you have proficiency up to half plate, correct?
Yes.
I think you have proficiency up to full plate, don't you? I'll look it
I
up.
do have heavy armor and light armor, so...
Okay, so you could potentially go out and purchase some heavier armor that would bump up your stats for sure, which would probably be beneficial to you, especially with your dex where it is currently. Because once you start getting into heavy armor, it's just kind of a set. I know that full plate is like your armor class becomes 18 regardless of your stats. So it's really just kind of what you are looking for.
Something blue and gold. I have 41 gold pieces, so I don't think Ollie in particular cares about keeping that money on her if she can give it out.
Okay, so I will say it's probably after visiting a few places and kind of price checking a couple of things. Once you start getting into heavy armor, even medium armor, it starts getting pretty pricey.
Got
A
it.
like a full set of scale mail, as well as like a chain shirt, are both going to run you about 50 gold, 50 dragons. You could actually go up to hide armor for 10 gold dragons, which would move your armor class up to 12 plus your dex, which would put it at 12.
I am at 13 currently.
13. Okay.
So,
Do you have a shield?
But yeah, once you get up to like a breastplate is 400 gold, half plate is 750, and then heavy armor is, well, there are some slightly more affordable heavy armor. Chainmail is 75 gold pieces, and that is put your armor class just at 16.
okay.
And then ringmail makes your armor class 14, so that'll give you up by 1. That's 30 gold pieces.
Okay.
But I will let you know that once you start putting on heavy armor, your dex no longer ties into your armor class. So I will leave it up to you. If you want to purchase some heavy armor and bump your AC up, you can do that. Or if you want to roll the dice and do some training with Cholula, you can try and bump up your dex. And
Heavy armor does like a stealth thing too, right?
Yes.
Yeah, it can remove
all-
disadvantage your stealth.
All heavy armor gives you disadvantage on stealth.
So if
Ring
she's
mail, chainmail,
spotting me, do I
splinting.
get advantage on some of these rolls? I already rolled them all anyway.
Yeah.
How'd it go?
I'm 3 away at DC 17.
Nice.
Doing my best.
No, that's not bad. That's 7. Then I'm gonna risk it. I'm gonna roll the dice. I'm gonna train with Cholula. I now have a price set, so if I need to change my mind, I can go back. So it was 2 10 days, so 20.
Yeah, you've got 20 rolls. The DC starts at 10.
Okay.
And you make a dex check for each roll, dexterity check.
Okay.
And on a success or on a natural 1, the DC goes up by 1.
Okay.
Nat 20, 2 successes.
Cool beans.
Why
You
did
just
I-
gotta get 10 successes for it to go, your ability score to go up by 1.
No, you're fine. I was about to double check on the number of successes. Thank you for guiding me through it.
I
All
wanted
right,
to say
yeah.
Cholula probably went to the market to get like groceries and things at the beginning of each 10 days. So I would be however much you think that would cost. I'll take that off of my.
Is this just groceries to feed the party, or is this like stocking up the? I will say
Just
Victorio is paying for stocking up for opening.
Yeah,
like,
this
the
is
opening
just
week.
to like feed us while we're there.
Yeah, and I will say, just so that you guys are all aware and your characters are all aware, once the tavern opens and is capable of making money, that's when Victoria is going to step away, and hopefully it will become a self-sustaining thing. We've got tables that will roll on to see how much you earn in a week versus your expenses for a week.
Yeah.
Which brings us to another thing. Well, firstly, what is Sylas up to in the first 10 day? Actually, just for the sake of ease, we'll say that Victorio contacts Sylas as well and lets him know that it's going to be a little bit longer on the restoration. He had some things come up, but he is still putting payments down just so that we are going to bump that to the end of these 2 10 days. So
Okay.
you've got 2 weeks to prepare or do anything you'd like to do.
I was going to
in that
ask
time.
you, because I think I'd asked for a library situation in the room, when that was going to be stocked, because I was going to go for intelligence and just try to read up on the history of
Okay, that'll be
of Waterdeep and just kind of the world, like as I've missed it.
yeah,
I guess.
that will be second 10 day, because the first 10 days focus solely on the tavern and getting that ready to open.
Of course.
And then once the tavern is finished, there's going to be a 10 day of fixing up the rest of the manor and getting everything
Okay.
to your
So
specifications.
10 rolls?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And this is for intelligence?
Yes.
Yeah, so you go ahead and make 10 intelligence checks starting at a DC 10, increasing each time. You know how it goes.
I gotcha.
As you guys are all working on that, at some point during, probably towards the end of the first 10 day, you've got some applicants that you need to interview. For 3, you have 3 positions to fill, just to keep things easy. Full-time bartender, full-time barback, and assistant chef, who will also be fill-in chef when you're not around, Julie.
When you're adventuring.
Yeah.
Masu.
So, is there anything anybody else would like to touch on before we hop into the interview process?
I will just note that on the daily, as usual, Alma is leaving early in the morning to go to the Temple of Ilmater.
What time in the morning does Alma leave usually?
Usually around sunrise.
Okay. Every single day?
For give or take, but every day she goes.
Okay. Perfect. So, on that note, who do you guys want to interview first? Bartenders, barbacks, or culinary?
I leave that to Cholula.
I think bartenders first.
Bartenders first. All right. So, after getting some interviews set up, your first meeting is with a halfling woman with straight brown hair past her shoulders. She's got big blue eyes and a warm smile, and her name is Bryn Hilltopple.
Bryn Hilltop.
Yeah. At this point, the tavern section of the bar or of the building. Wow. The tavern portion of the building is mostly set up and ready to go. Still waiting to get a varnish on the floors and a lot of the finishing on the wood. But for the most part, things are built and in place, and it's really starting to come together.
Nice. Can she reach?
Can she reach? Yes, it is. There are certain things in place to make it accessible,
Okay.
if need be.
Good.
I would assume that's up to you guys if you want to be an inclusive.
Yeah.
We want to be bad guys.
No small folk.
Bar's too tall. Get out of
This
here.
is an evil campaign. We haven't mentioned it, but we're bad.
She comes in and has a seat.
Hello there. Brim Hilltop. Well, it's lovely to meet you all.
Bryn, nice to meet you. I'm Cholula Vibe.
Nice to meet you.
Silas Wilford.
Mr. Wilford.
Ollie.
Solly.
Alma, Newport.
Newport. Well, it's so lovely to meet you all.
You as well. Now, have a seat, why don't you?
Of course.
She hops up onto a little stool.
Now, do you have any previous experience behind the bar?
I do. I have experience bartending at a place called the Lead Kettle and the Blue Rose, both in Hillslip. I'm recently moved into Waterdeep and just looking for something to get started up here. And yeah, that's my work experience.
And why did you leave your last job?
Well, things at the Lead Kettle started getting a bit rough there for a bit, and money just wasn't that great. It was really drying up. A lot of shifts where I'd come in and work a full 8 hours and have no money to show for it, and that, other than, you know, the measly 2 shards per day that they were giving out otherwise. But the Blue Rose was another story entirely. It was a very nice establishment, part of a 3-floor bar. I worked up on the top floor, specialising mostly in cocktails and things of that nature. But it did get a bit pretentious. We didn't have really a sign, and so sometimes business wasn't great because you didn't have a lot of people coming in because they didn't know how to find the place. And I ended up leaving because my family made the move here to Waterdeep, and had to leave that behind.
But I suppose, given the pretension, then that would mean that you know the difference between, you know, maybe a stout and an imperial strong ale.
Oh, of course.
Wonderful.
What is the difference?
Well, stouts tend to be a lot darker, most often a lot heavier, whereas imperial strong ales, a lot of times they're aged in different types of barrels, things of that nature. But they do tend to have a bit of a lighter side. Can be a bit hoppier in most cases as well.
I look at Cholula, does that sound?
The point is to be convincing. Now, how do you handle high pressure situations? You mentioned that the first place got a little bit rough.
Right. Yeah, it was mostly the daytimes, shifts that were slow when there was nobody coming in. But then it would become quite a ruckus at night time, and obviously you get a lot of people coming in who want to have a look-see at the bartender and get to know her, but you just got to put them in their place quick and let them know that you're here to serve them drinks and nothing else.
Let's say
This is
there's
correct.
a fight breaks out in the bar and arcane magics are being thrown everywhere.
Right.
What do you do?
Well, first thing I would do is grab the tip jars off the counter and get them safely behind the bar before hiding myself there as well, and hopefully any security would be there to step in and take control of the situation, or if somebody could get the watch. Looks like based on the layout of this place, it wouldn't be too hard for me to get myself out the front door, depending on where the fight takes place, and perhaps I could notify the watch myself.
And there's also a back door through the kitchen.
Perfect.
Let's say, well, let's say that a customer gets an ale from you, drinks a little bit more than half, and then tries to return it for a refund. What do you do?
Well, without knowing what the company policy is on such a matter, I'd explain to them that we don't give out free ale, and that if they don't want to finish the drink that they paid for, then that's fine. But if they want something else, they're going to have to buy something else.
Wonderful.
This place is definitely not haunted, but if it were, would that affect your desire to work here?
Not particularly, no.
Okay, wonderful. I think that's good.
Money is money.
Have you ever spoken to a ghost before?
Not personally, no.
Well, nobody has, really.
Well, we sort of did.
Can you do an insight check on this?
Yeah, go for it.
Like out of a blanket.
Absolutely. I love that Sylas is just the silent partner, brought to you by Carpop Breweries. Just kind of like sitting there assessing the situation.
So what would you say are your
18.
your most favorable and your least favorable skills? I know you mentioned that you're quite good with the cocktails.
Right, mixology would be my strong point, but I can pour an ale as well as the rest of them. I'd say my biggest flaw is probably getting to the top shelf. That's a bit of a halfling joke there.
And we can
But in reality, I'd say that shortcomings would be being able to... It takes me some time to be able to memorize everything that we've got on if there's multiple taps or if there's a very in-depth cocktail menu. It might take me a bit to get that all memorized, but I figure after a 10-day or two I could have it all down pat.
all right. And we can put in a sliding ladder back there for you to get to the top.
That would
They're
be
not finished
wonderful.
building,
Absolutely.
Are you wanted or being hunted for any reason whatsoever?
That's what I was going to
I am
ask
not.
next.
No, I'm a law-abiding citizen.
What'd you roll on your insight check?
18.
18? She seems to be on level.
Okay.
Any connection to the Order of the Black Ring?
Order of the Black Ring? I ain't heard of that one.
Do you mind just for us? We just have to make sure you don't have like any like tattoos of like and Ollie sort of like
Specific
pulls up her.
tattoos. Tattoos are there's no problem.
Yeah, really.
Really
Well, I
specific
do have this one. She kind of opens up her a little bit to the side. And you see kind of on her clavicle just like a little tattoo of a mouse.
Aw. Oh,
That's all I've got, though.
That's very cute.
And she's not wearing she's not like fully covered up or anything. Just kind of a blouse and pants.
Oh yeah, I guess it is summer, so
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't. Yeah, it's just the one. I don't see anything else, right?
What sort of affiliation is this mouse tattoo?
It's my favourite animal. I just think they're the cutest.
They are quite cute.
mice are very cute.
So
Never mind. The mice should be
How are you
gone by
with-
the time she works here.
Pairing drinks with food. We plan
I'm
on
step
being kind
one.
of food-centric there in the early evenings.
I'm not trained per se, but I like to think I've got a decent taste.
we'll have sort of a setup for that depending on what ends up on the menu. We'll have something to offer, but if what you offer is something that they're not interested in, you'll just want to sort of think of similar things that you can recommend if they're unhappy with the first
Of course,
recommendation.
absolutely.
But we may not get too much of that in here.
No red wine with fish.
Right.
That's just like a basic rule. I think it should be written over the
Red
door.
wines and
That's
beef,
not correct.
white
Red-
wines for fish.
Just-
Red
Yeah,
wine is an all-the-time beverage. It's okay all the
Okay,
time.
right. If
You just also
Say
need wet
pairing.
wine to have with your
You
fish.
just have to have white wine because some people do like that, but you should never dissuade somebody from a red wine if that's what they want.
I'm not saying fish can't drink red wine. I think they can drink red wine all
No,
they
I
want.
mean
I'm
that-
saying don't pair it with fish.
No, I'm saying that a person who wants it, regardless of the fact that they're getting fish, should be allowed to have
They
it.
can have whatever they want. They're paying, but I'm just saying.
I'm just
They're just
suggesting.
wrong.
Yeah,
that's all.
they're extremely wrong.
I'm
It's not
suggesting
stupid
that
for
it's
it.
a matter of taste.
What?
Customer is sometimes right, if it's
Sometimes.
expensive.
Especially.
Don't be a pushover.
What part of Waterdeep did you move to with your family?
I'm currently living in the southern ward.
Southern Ward. Okay. So,
Is travel going to be an issue for you at all?
No, it shouldn't be.
Do I know where the silver stake is sort of like set up in the city compared to like?
I would say that, I mean, all of the instances that you know of are kind of in the dock ward mostly.
Okay.
Especially with the information from Mert this last time, I believe.
Yeah.
Just
But I
wanted to
would
make
say
sure.
that you guys are also all aware that most, like, servants to noble families and most lower class citizens live in the dock ward.
Do you have any experience managing inventory?
I do.
If we happen to be out of town or gone for a few days, you can handle the incoming and outgoing and make sure nothing's being taken off the top and
Of course.
that we're receiving everything that we've ordered and paid for.
Absolutely. We can
Wonderful.
keep a very tight ledger.
Speaking of, what are your salary requirements? You said you had a family in the South Ward?
I do. I'm fortunate to not be the lone supporter of said family. I wouldn't scoff at maybe 3 shards a day.
I kind of motioned to bring everybody's heads in together. I don't know, I'm just trying to play tough here, so just,
That's what that.
if that's okay.
She seems really
talk about
nice.
Yeah,
very
yeah, we'll
nice.
talk it over later. I just want her to think that we're deliberating.
If you could just write down your address in the Southern Ward, we've got a few more people to talk to, but we can just so we can know where to find you when we
course.
make our decision.
Yes, don't bird us, we'll bird you.
You feel free to bird us. You're very nice.
Perfect. Wonderful. Was there anything else that you need from me?
Not that I can think of at the moment, but we'll reach out if we have any more questions.
That sounds lovely. Well, thank you so much for having me and considering
Thank
me for
you.
this position.
Of
I look
course.
forward to hearing from you in the future.
Have a wonderful day.
You as well. She notes down her. She marks down her address and hands it out to you. For the sake of this, we'll go through another truncated interview with the next person, and then for the rest of the positions, we'll heavily truncate. And I'll essentially give you like a description. You guys can make insight checks, and we'll go from there. But
Vibe check on applicants.
yeah. But the next interviewee is an avant-garde looking half-elf with long black hair shaved on one side. He's slim with sharp features. His name is Dag Slashley.
Dang, Slashley.
Dag.
I don't think he's gonna work out.
I kind of like.
He comes
I'm
in-
Dag.
Are you?
Well, have a seat, then.
Wonderful. Thanks for having me.
Right.
Great to be here. It's a nice looking place, really coming together.
Thank you. So what's your name?
It's kind of
My
like,
name's Dag Slashley.
Dag
Yeah.
Slashley.
Stag a family name?
Potentially, I'm not sure. I don't really know about half of my family.
Okay.
It's not from the human side, I can tell you that.
Okay, I get that.
is it short for something?
Daggelt.
I figured as much.
Okay.
Right. Qualifications.
Strong name.
Yes.
Strong name.
So, can you tell us about your previous experience, why you left your last job?
Oh yeah. I previously worked at a place called Ship's Wheel, but I left because it was just too kitschy. You know, the whole place is kind of pirate themed.
That's the pirate thing restaurant. Mhm.
Right. Yeah. Boss was great, super nice guy, but it was just a little. I wasn't a fan of having to dress like a pirate for every shift. You know.
Mhm.
Well, you're shit out of luck here. That's all we're doing. It's a pirate-themed restaurant.
Oh.
So, how are you in high pressure situations?
I'd like to think I handle myself pretty well. I've been born and raised in Waterdeep. You see some crazy stuff living in the city, and I've made it this far.
Let's say all the lights go out in the tavern. And then when they come back on, there's a gelatinous cube sitting right in the middle of the bar, with half the patrons in it. What do you do?
Is there room to get around the cube to get outside?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
I'd probably run outside and call the watch. I think there's a guard post at the end of the street.
I mean, are we looking for types that can fight? Are we
No.
looking for... Okay,
No.
cool.
I don't
mean,
want people to
it would be
want to risk their
helpful.
lives.
Wait, we can look into bouncers later.
Yes, of course.
Yeah, like security, because they're
Yeah.
paid for the job. I just wouldn't want to.
Right, yes, you know what I
Right,
know.
you guys have like a ooze problem here?
Nope, just a hypothetical.
All right.
What are your high and low points?
High points would be cocktails and menu items. I feel like I could really bring some excitement to the table in those
I was really
areas.
hoping he was going to say pizzazz.
Got a lot of pizzazz.
Always have glitter in my pockets.
You know, I do a bit of cooking myself, and I don't fancy myself a chef or anything, but I like to think I can put together some very intricate flavors from time to time, whether it's drinks or foods.
Now, how are you at just following a recipe that already exists?
Oh, easiest thing there is.
So if any sort of tragedy struck, we would still be able to have the kitchen open.
Of course. Or if you wanted to have like a day bar and give the cook a day off.
Yes. Our intention is to not run the bar every day. We have other matters to attend to, and we're hoping to look for someone.
We
to
need
find
some
someone who
very reliable people
Of course.
to be able to handle business if we're away.
Absolutely.
Can Ollie see any tattoos? Any
Make a
sort of
perception
like?
check.
Low
another
points.
insight.
I'm sorry?
The low points. And don't lie to me. Everyone has low points.
Of course.
16.
Some people have commented that my voice can be a bit annoying at times. So I tend to stay a little quiet, which I guess you could view as a low point, depending on the kind of establishment that you're running there. I tend to keep to myself if I can, but I'm not afraid to talk to customers if I need to.
Do you consider
So if we
yourself-
have... Oh, I'm sorry.
Go
You
ahead. Go ahead. I'm just here.
I was just going to say that if we have someone performing music, some bars or whatnot, that you would be able to project well enough that the customers can hear you when you're talking to them.
Oh, right, of course, yeah.
Or if you need to shout,
Give me your best
tell
shout.
everyone to get down.
Well, if I needed to call out over some music, I think I could, just talk past them.
Okay, I'm getting his first point a bit now.
No, I disagree. I,
kinda
think,
like his
I think
voice.
it's a good voice.
Plus, I do know a bit
It's
of.
loud, yes.
I'm, what's it they say? A dabbler, but no master. I'm not an arcane master by any means, but I got a couple of cantrips that I can toss around if I need to. Thaumaturgy, get my voice out there. It also helps with
wonderful.
cleaning up quite a bit.
No, you registered with the city.
Of course.
All right.
I got my card if you want to see it.
Yes, please.
And
Hands it out. It is like a little parchment with his name and his signature and a signature of a magistrate of the city that he is a registered spellcaster.
Is it
Water.
legit?
Make an insight
16.
check. 16 on your
Is
insight.
there a watermark?
It was 16 on the perception for tattoos.
No, you see, you can't
you
see
don't
the
see any
magistrate's
tattoos.
face next to us.
That's a 12 on insight.
12? Yeah, it's legit. There is a little kind of watermark in the bottom corner that is an arcane stamp that is used on each caster's card that just like slightly waves.
Okay.
It's like a sphere made of purple and blue netting that just kind of quavers.
and do you speak languages other than Common?
I speak Common, Elvish, I know a couple of Dwarven words, and Fluent and Goblin.
Oh, no, fluent. I've been meaning to look into some classes on Goblin.
It's a fascinating culture.
It is, yes.
All right.
I think that's all I
You're
have.
misunderstood.
Are you wanted or being hunted for any reason?
Not to my knowledge, no. Like I said, I mostly keep to myself.
Any connection to the Order of the Black Ring?
Or any tattoos connecting you to any gang of any sort?
No, I had never been in part of any gangs. Don't plan to in the future, neither. I've
Do you
never
have
heard
any
of the Order
tattoos
of
just for fun?
I don't.
Would you get one?
I'm not opposed to it.
Would you get
What
one?
would you get?
If we were all gonna go together and get a tattoo, would you do it and what would it be?
Matching tramp stamps immediately.
I would go for
I have a
numbers.
Of what?
Just numbers.
Oh,
just
I'm number
1,
one.
2, 3,
No,
4,
I'm
5.
number one.
Just so, if we ever
if it
get
were going to be
lost.
something that was tavern theme, I'd probably go with something based off of the name.
Have you guys landed on a name yet? I noticed there wasn't a sign out front.
Oh,
I
yeah,
believe that
it's
we have.
pending, but yes, we do have a name.
We've had some finals, yes, caught between.
I think we've got a decision.
Can we let people know now?
I mean, we were torn between two, but it looks like we're leaning a bit more on Feast and Fountain.
Feast and Fountain.
That's it. That's the name.
wanna be-
Isn't it so cool?
First time we've said it, actually.
That's a nice name. So maybe we could go and get matching tattoos of like a little fountain with some like chicken legs in it.
Or just
It's a
two
call
Fs, maybe, you know?
It's a weird deep fry.
And a slightly lower F.
Yeah, like something like that would be nice.
Have you met her old boss?
Uh,
Oh, he got
Depends
this
what you're
really
on.
stupid fountain for like, oh god. It's why we're naming it Feast. Oh god, I'm so excited about it. It's very
I like
fun.
It's a good time.
I like
I
it.
think that's about it.
What part of Waterdeep do you live in?
Oh, right, yes.
I live in
Transportation.
Backward.
The Dark One.
Will transportation be an issue
Born and
with
raised.
your ships?
No, I think I'll be able to get myself out of the on the way early enough to get here on time for my shifts.
All right. If
Should
you
there be?
wouldn't mind, write down your address, and we will get in contact with you when we make a decision.
Of course. He marks it down, hands it over to you. Thanks so much for having me. I hope to hear from you guys in the future.
Of course. And don't go saying the name quite yet. We haven't put the sign up, as you know.
No, it's sealed. And he stands and bows and hands over and exits.
16 insight check.
16.
Kinds of vibes.
He seemed nervous. But you get the sense that whenever he was talking about keeping to himself, he's probably a little bit of the shy type, but definitely friendly and personable enough to come out of that shell should he choose.
I think those are pretty good candidates.
think
So
we're
it'd be
good.
nice to see a couple of laughable ones, honestly, to compare.
So those are your 2 bartender candidates. I will give you guys descriptions of the others so that we don't just spend our entire session running through interviews of bar staff.
You've got the voices.
I do. I will read their descriptions in their voices.
We did not ask him about his pay.
Oh, that's
For the
fine.
sake
We'll
of brevity, we'll
standardize
say
it.
that you're discussing certain things with everyone.
Okay.
Barbacks. You have Wilhelm Bierwagen. He's a 7-foot-tall Loxodon man with small tusks, dark grey skin, and an elephant-like head with a scar over the left eye. He is overdressed in semi-fine clothes for the interview, and he speaks very politely and is insistent that he is great at blending in.
Okay, but it was nice talking to you. He could probably be security too, right? Okay, yes.
And in the other...
Are we doing insight checks on all of them?
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, sure. 15.
That's a nat one.
15?
17.
17? Absolutely does not blend in.
Okay.
Overdressed for the interview, but nice enough.
Well, it's kind of sweet when people overdress for an interview. It means
Security.
they care a lot.
I mean, security, yeah.
Not super expressive. It's hard to read emotions on his elephant face.
I'm imagining a construction still going on around. People just walking by with boards. And like, it smells like Home Depot in there.
And then you've got,
Or Gnome Depot, sorry.
No.
for another barback, Kelso Fiddlewick.
Okay.
He's tall for a halfling. He's got reddish hair, sideburns, with a green vest and brown trousers over a white shirt. Seems very nervous in the interview, but holds it together.
18.
18? Seems very nervous. He's very sweaty.
That's just barback vibes.
Yeah.
23.
23?
Why he's sweaty.
Where is he sweating from?
You know.
No.
Pits.
Yeah.
Pits.
Pits, a little bit kind of like red in this area.
I love
Like
that.
under boob sweat.
Yeah, I love that.
No, I love
Love
that.
that jack-o'-lantern.
I love that.
Did you say it was another halfling?
Yes.
Tall for a
Okay.
half.
Yeah, he's tall for a halfling. About 4.5 feet. Kitchen staff. You got Dasher Snow Beetle.
Huh?
He's got experience in several different kitchens.
Dasher?
Yeah. Skewered Dragon, Blue Rose, Silken Skillet, Crouching Cider, Willow's Wares, The Hidden Flagon, etc. Typical line cook attitude. Seems to know shit about food and prep.
How old is he?
He's looks to be probably he's a halfling, so either late 30s, early 50s.
I love it.
So, like, all of those different places that he's worked, are those in, like, a short period of time, or has been, like, a couple years at each
Can we get
place?
a reference from Bryn on Dasher? Because she worked at the Blue Rose.
Yeah. Would you like to contact her?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm gonna bird her.
Yeah, she said that he was a little weird, but so are most line cooks that she knows.
This is true.
It's true.
But she does give him a glowing recommendation.
What about the wanted or being hunted question on this?
Nah.
Okay.
I just keep my head down, make the food.
10.
Have you ever been imprisoned before?
Once.
Okay.
That's a 16 on that vibe check. Is he cool?
He's very on the level.
Yeah, public intox. I was 15.
Oh, who hasn't been there?
Yeah, it's hard to tell.
Okay.
Was this dishwashing or was this cooking?
Cooking.
Just blanket. Cooking.
All cooking, yeah.
Just making sure.
Okay, and who's the other kitchen staff?
The other kitchen staff?
Johnny Thunder.
Young human man.
Out.
18 years old. He's got bleach white hair spiked up, decorative goggles atop his head, wearing a loose-fitting shirt that is brightly colored, tucked into olive green trousers. He has a little experience, but is gung-ho about getting the customers straight to Flavortown.
No, I'm
Yes.
gonna go with Dashers.
Yeah, I think
No.
maybe he can be.
I
like,
want my line cooks to have done time.
I've got to be honest. This will be my first job, my true passion, magic and magical items. But you got to start something.
17.
I'm gonna encourage him to pursue his passions, look into some schools,
Yeah, maybe Flavortown could be the dish pit.
talk to the armory down the street, but don't waste your time here.
Wonderful. Thanks for the notes. I look forward to coming back when you're open. This place is going to be popping.
Is he skipping?
Pop it is.
I think he skipped out of the building.
Oh, man.
It's like both of his feet slide on the ground when he takes a step. One slides back and the other
Right,
slides
it's like a
forward.
low skip.
Okay, so who are our employees?
Okay.
So I would like to hire Dasher for the kitchen.
I trust you implicitly on kitchen. I'm sad about Johnny Thunder.
Well, he's gonna be just fine, and he's gonna follow his dreams.
Wait, are we not just like putting it to a vote? Because I wrote down my favorites and then we can like vote. Because I don't want to throw Johnny Thunder away.
I think Thunder would be great if we had a costume that looked like a fountain and he could dance out front. But as far as
We
working in
can
the
talk
kitchen,
about that.
I don't believe that he has enough experience in the kitchen to be able to run it on his own while we're gone.
Julie's probably right. We're really not gonna be here that much.
But between Kelso and Wilhelm for barback.
I like Kelso.
I say we hire Kelso
Oh,
for.
I will say, one benefit that Wilhelm brought up is that he does technically have 3 appendages that he can carry drinks in because he's trunk
I
functions.
mean, he's really
Wilhelm.
he's a multi-tool. Really.
Wilhelm.
Yes.
Oh.
He can
Not to
carry
sway
out-
you one direction or another, but that is part of his physiology.
That is a good thing.
It's gotta
I just
be
wonder
Wilhelm.
if he can sort of get accustomed to the place after a little bit and maybe not feel like he has to dress up so much. Or
Well, we can
it's not like a
maybe-
fine dining sort of. I mean, the
But-
food's gonna be delicious, but we're not making people wear jackets inside.
What if we just told him that we have a uniform and it's not that?
Well,
We don't have to
That would come
actually.
off as a bit rude.
we could do that. We could also try both of them out and split shifts. One does half the week, the other does half the 10-day, and see who works out better if we like having them both around.
I think that's a good call.
Okay,
Let's do
we'll
that.
give them both a
So
try.
both bartenders. We could do it the same way. I liked both of them,
I liked both of that. That's kind of where I was more
and people do need days off.
caught up.
Right, in most experience.
I guess, I mean, depending on if if any of them are willing to split their time with someone else, or if they want to work.
Well, nobody can work every day.
Mm-hmm.
We're not even going to be here every day.
I mean, to be fair, people in Waterdeep, they usually work every day.
Yeah, I mean, like Durnan, he's
Let's start
always
with a
there.
flexible 1, and then going up to 2.
Pretty much-
and then if it gets busy, 3.
Pretty much every single job in Waterdeep is a career.
Well,
I
then,
may not pay like one, but
Did you say Waterdeep or America?
yes.
I really
Like-
liked Bryn,
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
but I worry about her if we get maybe some rowdy clientele.
Mm-hmm.
She doesn't seem really...
But that's why they're paired together. We have 3 fists essentially for a bodyguard.
I just feel like eventually she'd probably get tired of Troll Skull Alley
Can we do a
evenings.
trial period or something? I feel like we need to. I mean, we're a week out from completion.
It's true.
We
I
should
say we
maybe
go with
look
the
into-
split shifts for those 2 as well.
Right.
At least at first.
Yeah, and then maybe they can start taking it every other day, so they can have the full shift.
So I will ask, who is working the grand opening?
Are we doing a soft opening?
That's a great question.
I would say we would expect the grand opening to be really busy though, right? So wouldn't we try to have all hands on deck for that?
Yeah, I'd rather have a bigger opening. That way we're here.
A soft
For
might be a good idea.
See
for,
how
for-
everyone works together.
Mm-hmm.
We could do a soft opening because of Castellanta's crew. They could come in and taste the food and have it a bit more private.
Volo
Right. Yes. Yes. The people who've brought us here should be on the soft.
and McFern.
That would be satisfying.
Mm-hmm.
But wouldn't it be more satisfying not to invite him to the soft opening and make him find out about the grand opening?
Yeah, that would be nice. I think we should do a soft opening 1 or 2 days. Just friends come in and they get to sort of get used to their system and how they work together. And then for the grand opening, we can have everyone on deck, and that way we know how it'll work for other big events we might be having.
How are we on? How are we on advertising? Did we? Is Castellanter doing?
Yeah, he'll cover that for you guys.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, I think we're set then. So we have Bryn and Dag on bar for now.
Wilhelm and Kelso sort of doing a. I'd say they can both be sort of bar back and security, alternating.
And then Dasher in the kitchen.
Mm-hmm.
And yourself, if you wanted to be in the opening.
Right.
I figured I'd run front door, maybe, or maybe behind the bar, just for the grand opening.
Mm-hmm.
So just so I'm clear, for the soft opening, who all is working?
Everyone.
Everyone?
Everybody to see how they
Yeah.
Okay.
gel.
All right. So, for the sake of this, for the soft opening,
We still have a whole 10-day, don't we?
yes. Is there anything else that you guys want to
I've
do? in
done
the
my
meantime?
second 10-day.
Oh, I just thought there was another thing.
Oh yeah, how's your intelligence checks?
4 out.
Nice.
Yeah, 4 out on 15.
Perfect. How'd your decks go?
Yeah, I got 9 out of the 10, so
Nice.
yeah, not bad.
Hell yeah. So yeah, just a little bit more downtime and you guys will be on your way up in your ability scores. That's exciting. Okay. So, soft opening is a relatively small affair. Close friends, people that you trust and enjoy. I'm going to go ahead. I'm just going to make some rolls. I'm going to tell you which people perform the best.
Tight.
Okay.
Dope.
Oof. Oddly enough, when it really gets going, Dax Lashley handles himself behind the bar. You see he is accurately free pouring, pulling the whole, like 2 bottles in a hand situation for some drinks, and you don't know what he was talking about. He is like chatting with people and making drinks, not even having to look at what he's doing. He's killing it. Bryn, however, is a little flustered, lagging a little bit behind. As far as the barbacks, literally exactly neck and neck. They they are both handling themselves. What Kelso makes up for it is like, because of his stature, it's easy for him to dart in and around people and like technically through their space mechanically, and just like stacks and stacks of glasses way high up. But Wilhelm is carrying just as many glasses in large stacks with 3 different hands, and like he's actually got like a two deep stack of glasses on this side, and then another stack on the right side, and then his trunk is available to like tap on people and like motion them out of his way as he's going through.
Yeah.
He's also much more appropriately dressed for his shift.
Okay.
You get the sense that was just kind of like job interview, gotta look nice.
Right.
Are they working well together as far as switching off on tasks?
Yeah, they've got a system. One of them will stay behind the bar when the other runs the room, and we'll make sure that everything's stocked. They'll go for about an hour, swap out.
Does it seem worthwhile to us to have both?
Is
think
food,
on a
I was
regular
going to say, is
basis.
food being run to table? That was going to be a thing.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Because it might be worthwhile to have both.
Yeah, I think we keep both.
I highlighted both.
And you just went with Dasher in the kitchen, right?
people.
Yeah.
Dasher and Cholula.
Right. Cholula, if you wouldn't mind making a performance check.
I mean, I'm not trying to push the DM. Is this an ADV? I mean, this kitchen was built to her specifications. That's a genuine question that can be left alone.
I'll say
Or is it the rush
yes,
of the night? Or
but I'm
something?
going to give Dasher advantage as well because you're helping each other.
That's not 20, baby.
Hell yeah. Not bad on his end. 15 for Dasher. He's holding it.
He's
He
got to
gets-
get used to the kitchen.
Yeah. He does take not frequent but regular breaks to go and smoke on the patio outside the kitchen door.
Oh, well,
but he's ready to toss it down
You
and
wash
get
his
back in.
hands
That's
when he
every
comes
kitchen
back?
I've
Yeah.
ever worked at.
Yeah. As long as he's
Right.
washing his hands, we're good.
Yeah, and he's not smoking in the kitchen.
Yeah.
You've got 3 tickets.
Well, that's unlike every kitchen I've ever worked at.
So, soft opening goes well.
Mm-hmm.
You guys managed to make a little bit of coin. Most of it goes back into the tavern itself and restocking. But a couple of days later, the grand opening of Feast and Fountain. The sign arrives. It's placed outside the tavern portion. And I want you guys to describe the type of event that you have that evening. How does the night go?
I
Or
imagine
what's the plan for you?
Well, I imagine we hit up 3 strings because I mean, no one plays like him.
That's fair.
That's true. And yeah, for 5 shards, he's down.
Nice.
Easy.
Make that a silver.
3 strings is played.
That is a silver. Not a gold.
I think there's like red wine braised short ribs and roast duck,
Yeah, get fancy with it.
mashed potatoes, because they're
Love
good. With brown gravy.
Nice.
And then some like garlic salt sort of fresh dinner rolls, and a like salad option that's got like red peppers and tomatoes and
Hell yeah.
things in it.
How busy is it?
It's busy. On top of there just being a new tavern opening in Waterdeep and people being excited about that alone, word has spread that this is a tavern backed by the Castellanters, and their name carries some sway in this town. So it's packed.
Do people seem pleased?
Make an insight check.
I think Ollie, for sure, having no idea how kitchens, taverns, none of it works, is probably going to find, like, in this opening, the largest gathering of, like, the strongest people she can find, and sit down and just try to convince any of them to arm wrestle her.
Yeah.
Or pumping drinks into them so that she can get them to arm wrestle.
Yeah, we're gonna get to that in just a second.
15.
15? Yeah, everybody's having a great time. There is laughter. The laughter and kind of merrymaking almost drowns out the sound of Three Strings if the entire group of like 20 people around Three Strings weren't singing along to his playing. And it's just a happy little get-together.
Yeah.
Oh my
Then
goodness.
kind of in the vein of Ollie, Alma is kind of just going around table to table and like schmoozing, especially the rich ones.
Absolutely. What are Cholula and Sylas up to?
I'm running between the
cooking.
bar and the kitchen. Yeah, just keeping communication and
Okay.
making sure it's all moving.
Margaret and Cale Peabodys are among the
Aw.
first to arrive.
We got beer from them, right?
Did you?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Perfect.
Yes.
Then yes.
They come and grab a glass of the peanut butter Peabodys.
Yeah.
And are
PB.
making sure that the other patrons try some as well. That keg is definitely going to pop tonight. Renair Neverember and Floon Blagmar also arrive together and come and say hello to each of you. They just kind of like peek into the kitchen and wave at Cholula, seeing that she is clearly very busy. Volo as well arrives shortly after, having a great time. Ollie, as you're over and you're schmoozing with a rather burly-looking bunch, and you are... what does it sound like when Ollie propositions them for an arm wrestle?
Oh, just like a strong, like elbow to the table, 3 gentle pats of like the bicep, and just like a little flex of the hand, and then just a smooth wink. I
Just
can't.
imagining a group of people standing and talking to each other, and Ollie just peeks in between two of them, like, "Hey,
No? Okay.
Yeah, go ahead and make a persuasion check.
what doing?"
Hey, that's not a bad plus. 21.
So, you kind of come over, you actually kind of like pull a side table and stool up, rather a pair of stools, and set up and you're just kind of eyeing this crowd. When kind of coming from back and around you, you hear the stool pull out and someone sits down and you look over and you see Yagra.
Oh no.
She places a hand on the table.
The drama.
Now I have to stand.
Oh.
Oh no.
Hand
I'm so sad. Ollie sort of like takes a deep breath and then immediately puts her hand out.
Hell yeah. Athletics check.
Is this the sleigh?
Not that one. This
That first one's an 8.
She also rolled an 8.
Yeah, that's right.
As someone nearby calls it and a crowd begins to gather, the pressure starts to mount, but there's no movement yet. Another athletics check.
Oof, 8.
8. You actually start to gain some traction.
Oh,
It's
whoa,
going really
holy
well.
hell. Oh, okay. 19 plus 3, 22.
22. 23. She pushes it back to center.
Oof. 6.
She continues to gain ground.
10. I can't do math. That's 13.
13.
It looked like a 6, and then I noticed where the dot was.
13. She's just starting to get your fist towards the table, and you're both like locked in eye contact. You can see the strain in each of your faces as sweat's beginning to form on the brows, but you manage to start pushing it back.
Center?
Mm-hmm.
Dirty 20.
22.
Oh,
She instantly regains the ground, digging in with that half-orc resilience.
10.
10. 6. You actually...
Arm wrestling in D&D is the most
the stress
stressful
thing.
thing.
9.
Oh.
you
Fuck yeah!
slam it
Okay.
down.
I was so afraid.
You got lost in your eyes, man.
Yeah, you see she, a little bit of sweat kind of wipes it away. Well fought. Drink?
Absolutely. Because I was shaking that whole time. Real Miranda, not Ollie had it, but
Been hearing a lot about this peanut butter pea body.
the PBB.
Is it
It's
good?
really good.
Right. 2 PBBs, please. And very quickly, Dag gets 2 going, 1 to the one, and then hands them to her. She pays the man, brings a drink over to you. I wanted to apologize for the other day, cutting our conversation short. It seemed like things were getting a little heated. I didn't want to have to run off right at that moment, but again, I was kind of on the clock, as it were. But I've been looking into some things that you said about Silver Stake, and from what I've been able to gather, I can't see any instance of us doing the wrong thing. And I don't want to push you or sway you, but I know that if you were to get a look for yourself at the types of things that we're dealing with here, I know that it might paint the stake in a better light. So, I was wondering if perhaps you'd have any interest in joining us. No full commitment, just a mission. I would be on it as well. You can bring your friends if you would like. I just really think that getting a look at the good that we're doing from the inside could change your perspective.
I don't want it to seem like I didn't trust you. I think that we have the potential to be very good friends, and I would desire that so much. I had what I believe to be a friend. We did it. We're back up.
Welcome back, everyone. Sorry about that.
Sorry, guys.
Once again, just dealing with some little internet issues.
A little internet.
Just a quick recap in case I don't know how much we missed. But Yagra approached Ollie. They had a little arm wrestling competition. Yagra apologized for having to cut the conversation short the other day, and essentially invited Ollie and the rest of the Feast and Fountain crew to
Fountaineers.
founders, yes.
Fountaineer.
The Fountaineers.
Founties.
I don't not
The
like
Royal
it.
I know,
Bondavian
I'm not
Founties.
mad about it.
That wear a cap.
Essentially invited you
wearing
guys
a
to
little jacket.
join her on a Silver Stake mission
I
and
ride
get a
a
look at the
horse.
good that they're doing from the inside. And Ollie, I think you were... Oh, she also inquired as to which of Ollie's friends was hurt by the stake so that she could look into it.
That was the last. Yeah.
So, from what I believe, I think that the Castellanters were attacked by the Silver Stake. He has just done a really... I don't know if I can ever repay him for everything he's done for me, or what he's talking about doing for me. So actually, that would be really dope if I could figure out who those people were and why on earth they would want to take him, because I haven't heard of a single negative thing he's done.
Of course, I will look into this. I can't say I know the man myself, but I am familiar with the name Castellaneta. It carries weight in this town. I'll look into this.
And as you were continuing to converse and drink your PBVs together, the camera whips over to the entry as Emic Froon enters the bar.
Oh, no.
Alma's gonna run and grab Cholula from the kitchen.
I was gonna say, as soon as I noticed that the dinner rush is like on the tail end, but it still seems like it's just like that block of it's just busy and you don't stop moving. Like when I can see that it's going to be ending in the next 20 minutes or so, I'm gonna take one of Dasher's smokes and go stand outside the back of the kitchen, but I'm gonna watch him like through the window and see how he does on his own.
Yeah, make an insight check.
Okay. Three.
3.
He's not gonna make it.
Yeah.
He died.
You don't know what it is. You don't know if maybe the stress is too much, and he's just rushing, but then you look and like the food's coming out fine, and it's everything's going out on time, but like it's just so frustrating. Something is just off. And then Alma kind of pokes her head into the kitchen. You see her through the doorway.
Alma.
He's here.
Okay.
It's time. It's time. Your apron's messy. Fix it.
Did you see the
I
food?
prestidigitate all the food off of her, so she's flawless looking.
Easy enough.
Froon is here at the door. Did she? Okay, bye-bye. Walk away.
I'm gonna walk out toward sort of like the edge of the bar and grab a drink and just kind of be looking over the place,
Yeah, go ahead.
having a beverage.
Go ahead and make a perception check.
Okay.
Maybe another dice.
Well, it wasn't another one from the last one. That's 5.
5. It takes you a second to find him, which isn't outside the norm because he's small for a human.
How busy?
But you do eventually catch him at the end of the bar, chatting. Do you still have both bartenders working?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's chatting with Bryn at the end of the bar, and she brings him an ale. She takes a sip of and kind of like raises an eyebrow. And he looks and sees you, and like straightens himself and in his little hunched way kind of skitters around the bar over to you. Ah, Cholula, I see you found yourself a new job in a kitchen again.
Oh, Emic, actually, this is my tavern. My friends and I, we own it. I'm surprised you'd make it. I thought you'd be busy down the street tonight.
Well, we've got capable hands. The beer serves itself. I noticed feast and fountain. No fountains to be seen.
Well, the fountain is the taps.
Bit on the nose, isn't it?
Not quite.
I'm sorry.
I said not quite. So how are you? How's business? How's the fountain?
Great, wonderful. Everything is in tip-top condition. The beer is free flowing. Not free, of course, but it is flowing.
Mm-hmm.
And people are drinking it and loving it, as they do.
Can I send Froon a spirit whisper?
I was going to ask you what check I needed to make to give someone a wedgie, but what she said is way worse.
Yeah, go ahead and. What would you like to say?
It's just gonna say, you're a sad, scared little man
Oh my god.
who will never reach any potential.
Just whispers.
And what are you gonna...
Did you hear that?
Hear what?
Someone must have been talking to someone behind me. I don't know. Got rather close. It's a little cramped in here.
Yes, well, it is the grand opening, so...
Of course. Well, nice establishment.
Thank you.
Congratulations on your grand opening.
Thank you, Fern. I'm surprised. Here, let me get you a shot. Would you like whiskey, gin, vodka?
Scotch, please.
Scotch? Of course. I'll order 2.
Fantasy equivalent.
Oh, yeah. What do we call it?
Scotch is fine for now.
I imagine they have
It's
scotch.
whiskey made in school and...
It's a special type of whiskey. The specific recipe for which the distilling process was
Scotchwood Forest, where they have, this peat.
yes.
It's a guy named Pete.
Yeah.
A lot of guys named
Pete
Pete.
does it all. It's very rare and expensive because it's just Pete doing it all for the entire world. What a guy.
Mix all the Scotch.
I'm Pete Scott.
You can see kind of over the top of Fern's head. Entering now is Victoria and Amalia. It appears they've got Wilford watching the children for the evening, and they're attending the grand opening and are just both very pleased and have big smiles on their faces as they enter and are going around and chatting with people and having conversation here and there.
I'm going to try to
Nice.
shuffle them some space if I can.
Of course.
Cheers, Fern. Thanks for coming by. I really have got to go mingle a bit.
Of course.
I'm gonna.
To wealth and fountains.
As Cholula walks away, I send one more. That just says, "You're not even worth the seat you're sitting in right now."
Oh my god.
And actually, before Cholula can walk away, you hear a voice that kind of cuts through the sound.
It's not me.
So it's true then. Turning around, you see a tall man with ratty clothes and a wide-brimmed black hat, mess of dirty blonde hair, kind of swaying where he stands with a mug in hand. Looks like you're making quite the name for yourself, kitchen rat.
Leroy.
Nice place you got here, I guess. Little fancier for my taste.
Yeah, I thought maybe that would keep you out. How are you still alive? How's Priscilla?
If there's one thing I'm good at, it is survival, my dear. Priscilla's fine. Back home, holding down the fort. You know how it is. It's the damnedest thing, I ain't heard nothing out of them Mandarovas in damn near going on 2 years now. But I have heard from someone else.
Who's that?
I got a message for you. Go where you will, but you'll hear him when he calls.
Oh, that's quite spooky, Leroy. Now I think you maybe have had quite enough drinking tonight. Can I get you something to eat? A smirk kind of spreads across Leroy's face. Before you realize it, Floon and Renair are flanking you on either side. Followed by Volo, and then the Peabodys kind of in front of you. Wilhelm as well, kind of towering over all of you in the back. Renair steps forward. Perhaps it's time for you to head home, friend. Leroy looks across all of you, still smirking. Just kind of like swaying, goes take a drink, spills a little bit on himself. And at this point, Victoria Castellanter steps forward. I suggest that you take a long walk back to wherever it is that you crawled out from. Who all is... The bar is kind of quieted down at this point, specifically in this area as this whole situation is going down. Anyone who would like to... Actually, no. Alma and Ollie, you guys can make an Arcana check if you'd like. Yeah, I don't know if this is just a thing for people who have worked in the industry, or if people that haven't notice it too, but when multiple people that are working at a place all kind of go straight faced and kind of stand all facing the same direction.
Some shit is about to go
People
down.
usually are like,
happening.
Like a deer in the forest, just kind of.
That's it.
You guys can roll perception, actually.
Okay.
Yeah, I was
I'm a
I figured I was watching the cast.
I rolled a 9, but I was more interested in trying to figure out what Cholula is reacting.
Okay, that would be insight.
Fuck yeah.
That's only a 6.
Oh, natural 1.
Finally, right? What's
Do you have
What happens? What happens?
I can pull up the table. You guys do your thing.
Of course. What did you roll for insight?
6.
6.
It was 11 for Arcana.
11. Okay. You are aware that Victoria has just cast a spell of some
Okay.
kind.
Ooh.
You rolled.
I rolled to see what Cholula's up to.
What did you roll?
6.
6. What is Cholula's
Cholula,
vibe?
her vibe is extremely calm, but not losing eye contact.
Okay.
Leroy.
Watching
Got it.
this guy close.
All right.
I'm gonna roll the Sylas dice for this one.
Like a little bit crazy eyes. A little bit crazy
okay.
eyes.
Oh, are they
Yeah,
starting to
they're
do
kind
that
of like-
cat thing where
yeah,
it's
they're just kind
almost
of like-
black all the way?
Like a little bit of a pulse, almost.
Ooh, spooky. We're a spooky crew. We'll be the triple S, spooky, scary skeleton crew. Happy Halloween.
Oof. Not a great saving throw for Leroy.
He is hammered.
He's he should have disadvantage. Let's see if he gets a 1. 2 and a 4.
That's low enough.
Sylas, do you want to tell us your situation first, or do you want me to go through this first? Or if you want to.
I guess the better question is, would that affect this?
No. I don't even know if it would be. I'll just say it won't be noticeable.
Okay, if you
With
if
a
you want to
packed
send
room,
me, you
yeah.
send me a message and we'll see.
Okay.
We'll play into it. So Leroy is standing there. Victorio steps forward and says,
I suggest that you take a long walk back to whatever it is that you got out from.
and Leroy kind of stands there for a second. I gotta be going now. He sets his tankard down and turns and saunters slowly out of the bar and exits.
Cholula gives him a finger wave.
Yeah, and as he leaves, the music kind of kicks back up, and the bar returns to its former joviality.
I thank everybody, and I let the 2 barbacks know that guy's not allowed back in.
Yeah, absolutely.
We could really do an
yeah.
entire campaign
Wilhelm
based
is
around
like,
bars.
of course, he will not set foot in this building.
Thank you, Wilhelm.
Oh, interesting.
So
Yeah, they don't seem to
that's
be
Leroy.
You know what I mean? It's kind of a perceptive
Yeah, make
impact.
He's
I'll say for you, make
something.
Unpleasant.
a straight dexterity check.
Nothing added.
Yeah. Well, just your dex.
Oh, just my dex.
No proficiency.
Okay.
He wasn't always
What is
that bad.
plus? 9?
He was more distant, sort of disassociated, and then eventually he just started becoming mean. I don't know why.
Foul.
Priscilla wasn't bad though. She taught me how to cook.
Oh, that's right.
Silas, what do you get on dex?
17.
17. Okay.
Interesting. It's weird that something happens in the same room and you still don't know what it is.
But
I will say Silas. knows.
I notice.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
So aside from that hiccup, how was our opening night?
Let's find out.
Let's find out.
Come on.
oh my god.
Incredibly successful. It was. Everyone there had a great time. It had everything. There was music, there was alcohol, there was food, there was action, there was drama. It was everything anyone could ever want from a night out. And more, probably, for some people. Yeah, the music kicks back up. The rest of the evening goes by without a hitch. It is wildly successful.
Does Bren do any better on grand opening than she did during the soft?
She does. She
Okay.
does. She manages to hold her own with Dag, for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, everyone performs very, very well. As the tavern closes and everyone shuffles out for the end of the evening, your staff gets right to cleaning and keeping everything very well kept, which they've also been doing throughout the evening. And it seems to be a relatively well-oiled machine for how new it is.
Is the
Nice.
light in the room in the center of the room, or is it along all the walls?
Both. It's like kind of along the walls, and then actually I'll leave it up to you guys. Do you have like a chandelier, like a decorative light in the center? I will say that Victoria was adamant about the lanterns along the walls being
If you say blue.
no no they're ever present flame. They're actually arcane in nature, which are adjustable by a kind of like crystal dial system behind the bar.
Nice.
That you can dim them or turn them up brighter.
They're all mislabeled.
I would say we probably have like,
Even if you've done it yourself, it's somehow mislabeled.
we probably have like along the walls and then like simple like candles on tables. Like you know.
Because there could be like light fixtures. They don't have to be like opulent chandeliers hanging from the ceiling.
Oh
or
yeah,
anything.
but I feel like the ambiance of just like candles on the tables.
Okay, because I had like a wild idea. But
Oh, well, go for that. Go for that.
I was thinking not necessarily a chandelier, but sort of like drip shaped sort of crystal things that are
that.
arcanely lit, so it kind of looks like
Fountain.
yeah, like rain, like
Hey, that's
like water droplets.
Sick.
Yeah,
but not blue.
100%.
Yeah.
Like a chandelier
But
that
also
looks like
not-
a fountain. But
Not
it's
warm lights.
light.
Those
Right.
have to be cold lights.
Yeah,
Otherwise,
cold lights, but not blue.
Yeah.
Not blue.
For sure. Yeah, absolutely. It serves to create a very nice ambiance for the tavern as a whole.
Wonderful.
And as the evening wraps up and business begins, there's one more point of business that I would say before the night is over, Victoro informs Sylas that in 2 days payments will be made at the Temple of Boccob, and your service will be there for you.
Yeah, I'm kind of like sitting at a table and just staring at a candle when he tells me this. I'm like, yeah, sure.
Absolutely.
That's exciting.
So is
Something
there...
up with them.
Make an insight check.
That is a natural 20.
That's a dirty
also known
20.
as a FFA.
I got a dirty 20 over here.
Something is definitely up. And
I thought we could have arced that at least, but you know.
actually both of you notice as Victoria goes over and speaks to Sylas and then goes about his evening. You see Sylas kind of standing there staring at a candle for a little bit before one of the barbacks comes up and lets you know that there's a situation that needs to be handled. And you both notice that as Sylas stands and walks away, the chair that he was in seems like darker than the others. But then it goes back to normal. Alma, you notice that the shape wasn't the chair being darker. It's like Sylas's shadow stayed behind. And it's almost like it's lagging behind him as he walks. That's what a natural 20 gets you. But it seems to go back to normal after a couple of minutes, and the evening ends. Is there anything else that anyone would like to do in the next couple of days before Sylas has some plans?
Yeah, I'll let the gang know about my conversation with
Yagra?
and about the mission with the Silver Stake and how it's sort of just an opportunity for us to see.
Does it pay?
I didn't ask. I just thought that... Okay, listen, she still seems very sweet about it, and I didn't divulge any information about what we're doing or that we had...
We'll say this is bar close conversation.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That we had, like, any attempts or fucking knowledgeable plans on how to take down the Silver Stake. Just that I had a friend that was attacked and that I don't want...
Did you tell her who?
Just that it was Castellaner and that he was attacked and I didn't understand why.
I mean, I wouldn't mind doing a little bit of infiltration.
I mean, yes, we have an inn now, but, I mean, does that put more of a target on
I mean, we
Casamanta's
don't
back?
have to take it. It was more like a free offer to just come see that everything was okay. I mean,
it really might just mean that whatever's going on isn't knowledge to everybody there.
yeah.
Yeah.
Also, the first time that we had an issue involving the Silver Stake, it turned out not to be them. It was the Black Rain posing.
But then the second time it was definitely them.
Mm.
I think you guys are right. We could infiltrate, but we'll have to pretend like we don't know anything.
We should talk to Mert.
That's really all I told her. Just that I had a friend that was attacked and that I was uncertain about the group's real plans.
Well, we can go look into it with open minds.
If we leave as if we're satisfied with their answer, I mean, I doubt they'll have any reason to come and attack us again. And I mean, me and Yaga are fine. She didn't seem like she had anything.
But whoever's above
Barbara?
her might notice that we're poking around.
Well, we were invited, though.
It wasn't my idea. It was
But-
an offer.
If the person that she got the okay from for us to join knows that we're suspicious, they might be watching. So we just need to be careful and aware.
Mm-hmm.
And Sylas, I think you're right. I think we need to carefully let Mert know.
How much do you trust him?
I think with my life, I'm not sure. Maybe a couple of days will let me know.
Mm-hmm.
But new recruits are the ones that you look at the most, you know. Why are there so many? Why do they want to be in? There's a bit of vetting that goes on with these.
Nobody
I'm sure they'll
looked
be
too
very
impressive.
cautious. Yes.
Be a little less amazing than you usually all are.
I'll try.
I don't think I've been less amazing since I started breathing, but I mean, I can try to
Just don't
tone
look
it down.
so impressive that we have Silver Stake knocking on the door begging you to join every day, because that'd be kind of a problem.
Maybe leave our harper pins at home for those.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
And if it gets too hairy, if there's something that we end up doing that's more than any of us expect.
We need like a code word or something, right? Some kind of an exit word.
Oh, the exit word is, that thing is ripping somebody apart. If that thing is ripping somebody apart, we all leave
Okay, yes.
and meet here.
Yeah. We could just say we have to get back to the bar. That we have some free time on our hands and that while we have the free time, we're there. But if it starts to get super hairy, we
Sure.
can just say, we gotta go back to the bar.
And we are looking for implications that they are in control of these,
Mm-hmm.
say, paranormal events. That are,
Yeah.
Okay.
She just said she
just
wanted
making
you
sure
to
we're on the
see
same.
that they were doing good, right? This isn't something where they're trying to lock us down to be part of their whole organization.
Oh, they're definitely trying to lock me down.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know about, like, the
You
whole...
are amazing. That makes complete
Oh, man. Ollie blushes real big. I don't know about, like, the whole gang, but the offer was there for me to join, but...
I guess what I mean is if we go on this mission, is that us saying that we're applying to be part of the group?
That's fair.
Well, I mean, I
Yes.
think we would just turn it down. We'd be like,
Yeah.
oh, so sorry, this isn't, you know.
We can just say we're there to help Yagra. We have a
Mhm.
pass with her, at least, so...
Mm-hmm.
If anyone asks any other questions other than that, we have, I think, multiple outs to back out of this if it gets too scary.
Mm-hmm. I have no problem with doing this.
All it does is confirm our fears, to be
That's
fair.
Mm-hmm.
Let's do it.
So we immediately contact her? I mean,
I'd
these
say-
2 days are just to wait for Sylas to get better, right?
Yeah, I would say we wait until after that.
Yeah,
At least.
I'm not sure what the procedure is like.
Did you pick a place?
Yes, you'd be probably happy to know. It's the Temple of Boccob. Will be where that money is going. Albeit from the person who's fixing it up anyway.
I
It is what I desire. So I figured
You
Boccob
love
would be
it when
nice.
people do what they desire.
I think Ollie was probably about to tear up a little bit. And then upon hearing the word desire, she's like, actually, no, I'm in. I'm so proud of you. That's such a big decision. Oh, man. I can't believe you wanted that by yourself. I've never done anything that I...
It's fine. It's fine. I'm
fair.
a little nervous, if anything.
Oh, no, they're super...
Not of them, of, me afterwards.
Well, to
Would
be
you
fair,
like
I
us to
don't...
come with you?
No. Actually. No offense. I think I might need the walk back.
All right.
I don't know any of the people there now,
It-
really, so it might be a little awkward for me to be there.
It may be ideal for you to at least have somebody nearby in case afterwards. You never know how brain magic goes.
Right, yeah. Yeah, if someone wanted to come along.
Cholula, would you be available?
Sure. I can wait outside or whatever you'd like.
Yeah. Yeah, that sounds good.
Okay.
All right. A couple of days pass.
Are these past the 2 10 days? Or is this the last 2 days
Like
of
the
this?
end of the 2 10 days. Yeah.
Okay.
Last 2 days.
I was trying to figure out if I should work out or not. Or if I already did.
You already
Okay.
did.
We've been.
You already got your gains for the day.
Yeah, in the build up to that, I'm just going to put like a table in the middle of the room, of like my bedroom, with like a candle on it, and then in one of the doorways just do like pull-ups and just kind of staring forward at the wall.
Yeah. So far, everything's normal.
Right, just obsessed at this
Yeah.
point.
All right. So, the day arrives. Cholula and Sylas exit Feast and Fountain and begin making their way towards the seaward. Ollie and Alma, do you guys have any plans during the day as this is going on?
I'm gonna make myself scarce for the day. I have a lot to research. You're welcome to join me. I'm trying to figure out some things about this mist situation that Cholula and Sylas seem to be linked to.
Yeah, I can lend a hand where I can.
Do you want to help?
Yeah. There wasn't any missed attack of Boccob night, was there? Like any...
Mystery check.
What if there was mist?
What if there was mist?
What if there was mist?
What if there is mist connecting
Oh
all
my
of
god,
us?
there was mist.
Oh my god, they had mist mates.
That's a
Oh, shit.
but 21. 21?
Looking back, you definitely remember a lot of smoke. And quite a bit of fire as well. But you were 100% certain, because that night, before everything happened, you were doing some training. And it was the last time that you saw her alive. And it was a clear, starry night. No mist in sight. Sylas and Cholula, you once again find yourselves in the seaboard. Blue and gold banners flow from the elaborately carved lampposts that trail down the gray brick streets. You come upon the exterior of the Temple of Boccob, a lavish and sumptuous building made of predominantly purple stone and gold accents. The interior of the temple itself is even more lavish than the outside, a sight befitting that of the goddess of magic and desire. Fantastic crystal columns swirl with purple and blue and gold arcane mist as you're approached by an acolyte in fabulous sheer sapphire drapery, held together with golden cords. Her opalescent hair shimmers over long, pointed ears, with skin of a soft lavender hue, and sharp features of a face that house a soft and welcoming expression. Sylas Wilford Bramble.
That's me.
I'm Seer Elnefera. I've been assigned to your restoration. Please follow me.
Would you like me to wait outside?
Sure, yes.
Her name's Elle.
Elnyfera. That is Elnyfaera. Because elves. She leads you to a room, kind of a side room, of similar decorum to the rest of the palace-like temple. Have you had a procedure done like this before?
No, not at all.
Right. Well, you've got nothing to worry about. You're in good hands. For me, and those of us on the outside, it will be nearly instantaneous. But for you, it might feel longer.
Okay.
Now, far be it from me to stand in the way of one's inclinations, but I must inform you, there have been incidents in the past where those suffering from similar conditions to yours had wished to have kept their memories hidden from themselves. In certain cases, they awoke as nearly different personalities entirely. Are you sure that this is what you desire?
Kind of fiddle with Harper's pen. Yes. Yes.
Right. Just relax. And she...
Undress to your comfort.
He's nude in a millisecond.
Oh God, that's his
Finally.
comfort. That's where he's wanted to be the whole time.
She reaches into a deep pocket at her side and presents a diamond. And she begins chanting as she waves her hand over it. As she does, you see it crumble to dust in her hands, which then begins to flutter around you. And you feel a soft warmth as it enters your airways. And the room around you fades. And I need everyone except for Taylor to leave the room, please.
I'm sorry, guys. I'm
No.
just
No,
do
it's
it every other episode.
We're going to take a break right after this, so
Okay.
just be
Okay,
aware.
we'll come out to you.
Oh, cool.
Yes.
Cool.
We're gonna pass that.
Mystery.
You can see the script that I just read. if you
Oh,
want.
no. I don't look back there. I feel like it's like intellect theft. I know that's not how it works.
Thought
but-
crime.
Thought crime!
I've been.
Bye, guys. Have
I just want it to be known while anyone's leaving the room that Detective Felspet Etchplane existed before Taliesin Jaffe's character in Campaign 3. And if anything, they watch our show.
Please watch our show.
It's a good
I
show.
say to them not watching the show.
Could I have you first roll a d6?
Fun.
Looking forward to the
5.
weekend. 5. Ooh, that's fun. Now I need you to roll a d20.
That's a nat 20.
You're fucking serious right now?
I'm dead serious.
I knew this shit was gonna happen.
Hold on. Okay. Lay it on top of me. That sounds way worse when you clarify.
You find yourself... It's strange. It's... So many things are rushing back to you at once, and you're only focusing on and catching on glimpses, but you're getting just waves of your past, who you were. You see yourself in a mist-filled land. Disheveled buildings, decrepit and molding on the insides, painted opulently on the outsides, various bright colors of violets and golds and silvers. A facade, trying to hide what they really are. You're in a city called Demontlieu, with your wife and your daughter. She's young, maybe 7, 8 years old. And something happened to your wife. Something broke. She readily accepted this place and the society here, which is cannibalistic. There's a grand building called the Chateau that once every 10 days throws a massive party. And very quickly you hear terrible rumors of the parties here. It is a masquerade. The guests arrive in disguises and lavish outfits, but on occasion, they are unmasked. And you've never witnessed it, but you've only heard rumors that when someone is unmasked at this party, they do not leave the party. And then suddenly, you are drunker than you've ever been. You step inside your home to see your daughter with her blonde hair. It's kind of dirty, but still meticulously combed. She looks up at... actually, she doesn't look up at you. Her sad blue eyes are focused down on a single tattered doll that she has. And you watch her for a moment before turning, stepping into the next room where you see your wife, the familiar elven woman. The name still just isn't there. She's standing in front of a mirror in a dirty gown. And she's got a cloth rag that she's just blotting at pieces of it and just incessantly wiping, trying to make it clean. And you see it starts to fray. And you just keep drinking. But then you cut to a different space. It's been years. You see your daughter again, but older now. Maybe 16, 17? No, she's 15. She looks horrified. She tells you that her mother tried to sneak in to the party, that she's going there. She's going there now, and she's going to try and get in. You know that people who do not come from wealth in this place will nearly instantly be found out. So you have to stop her. You have to get them out of here. You've tried to leave before, but stepping into the mists is dangerous. It fills your lungs like poison. It is unbreathable. Sometimes you can wander for hours only to find yourself exiting right where you left. You've tried and tried many times. But you just can't seem to get out. Until one day, a band of travelers come through, and they tell you a story of a potion that they sell. It's the strangest thing, because you saw them come through the mist. You saw them exit. And they're definitely not from here. They're dressed in garish colors on large painted wagons, but aren't pretending to be wealthier than they are, which instantly they stand out from everyone else here. They say they can sell you this potion, but for true safe passage, you'll need something else. They give you a mask and the potion. You give them all the money that you have to your name. But they assure you that this potion is only enough for you. And then if you want to get the others out, you'll have to find something like the mask somewhere else. They were very convincing. You believe them, you pay them. You just have enough time to get back to your home and tell your wife, who at this point, you're not sure if it's stuck or not. She's been devolving so heavily into this desire, deep desire, to have her noble status back. She's not herself anymore. And you tell her, you promise her, and you promise that young girl with those bright blue eyes that you'll come back for them. You make your way to the edge, the perimeter. You down the bottle and clutch the mask in your hand and step into the mist once again. But this time you don't come out where you entered. This time it gets dark. Very dark. Years flash before your eyes. Maybe 2, maybe 3. Not a single ray of sunlight. Endless stretching swaths of gray fields surrounded by starless black sky and craggy rocky mountains. Horrible creatures reside here. You find the safest way to continue is just to hide when you see or hear them. Elongated torsos, grayish humanoids with spiked limbs that just stalk through the fields, clutching on to those who can find them. You did find others from time to time. There were humanoid beings here. They called themselves the Kalashtar, the Shadow Elves. But even they, being of this realm, were not immune to its wildlife and its other denizens. And then one day you see a green, sickly light. Several of them, as if they're dancing in the distance. The first light that you've seen in years. You see, as you approach, a wondrous cavalcade of tents and a sign that says the Litwick Market. Your senses are overwhelmed by this eerie green-colored lantern that sits outside of a ramshackle stall, peddling strange wares. You're drawn to the stall, as if pulled by your shadow. And you come face to face with this roiling column of mist. And something feels off. You know that this isn't... It reminds you of a dream you had, but it was different. This wasn't what you saw, but you can't remember what you saw. Suddenly the mist expands. You also recall your meeting with one Cholula Vibe. You stand at the stall, and there's something here in particular, a set of keys that you know you need to make yours. But you don't have anything on you. You used all of your money on that potion all those years ago. You rush over, pouring through the crowd, when you see the now familiar face of Cholula Vibe. She looks somewhere between distraught and excited. You can see in her dilated pupils the adrenaline that must be running through her right now, as she hands you more gold than you've seen in one place in probably 15 years. And she smiles and goes on her way. You take the money back to the cart. You point at the keys and you place it on the table. Then you hear another voice. It speaks to you softly and musically, but it's warped and different. You can just make out
a memory. Something you won't miss.
And then suddenly the mist expands. It takes up the entire space of your vision. A massive face fills your vision, like you're floating before it in a different space. It has a long, flat nose, wide, bugging, dark eyes with two stumpy horns protruding from the forehead. It appears through swirling mists before you.
That's enough now, darling. We had a deal.
The mouth parts into a wicked smile before growing and engulfing you. I need you to make a charisma saving throw.
I do not know that stat off the top of my head.
I think it's +0 if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, probably. Yep. 18.
18. All right. Instead of 7, you take 3 points of psychic damage. You see, opening your eyes again, you find yourself in the Temple of Boccob. You feel strange, you feel heavier and lighter at the same time. And you're looking up at El Nefera, who looks horrified. She's got a hand to her temple.
Apologies. Something stood in the way.
A face? Was there a face?
I saw. I did not see what you saw. Merely the threads. One of the threads was... It was pouring this thick, dark mist. And when I went to cut it, it's like it enveloped me. Something about... You made a deal. I'm sorry,
She takes a seat kind of off to the side.
This has never happened before. I feel like I could have gone back further, but that thread, it's like it was calling. Do you know what I mean?
I wish I did.
I'm sorry, I'll inform Lord Castellanter that it was not a fully successful endeavor.
We can't go any further.
I'm afraid not without another diamond of that worth. The spell itself has been cut short.
Right, yes. Inform him what you must.
Of course, there will be a refund, substantial.
Yeah. You said that's never happened. Have you done many of these?
I'm the seer of this temple. It's my duty.
Restoration, yes, but memory restoration in particular.
It's rare, but it's not dissimilar from many types of disease that you'd encounter, curses and the like. But this one, it's beyond me. I can refer you to another temple, perhaps someone with more experience than I have.
If you know of anyone, yes, that sounds good.
I'll reach out, and you're from Feast and Fountain, correct? In Troll Skull Alley.
Yes.
I can send message to you, send word to you there.
Sure.
I'm sorry.
Don't apologize. I wouldn't know if you had made a mistake, honestly. Thank you for your honesty.
Of course. And as you stand, you have some recollection. You know that you exited the mists to find yourself in Demontleo. You know that your wife, you know that your daughter was there. And they're still there. You don't know where you went after that, but it was years until you found what you were looking for. And it seems on a nat 20 that in order to gain it, you made some kind of deal that led you to where you are now. And instinctively, you feel yourself with your hand on your pouch. You can feel the mask, and you can feel the keys. Seems you got what you were looking for. And if you wouldn't mind grabbing the others for us, please.
Oh, right, yeah.
That was a lot.
Yeah. Back in. I thought so.
Welcome back. Hey, you'll never guess who rolled a fucking nat 20 just now.
This guy?
Yeah.
Ooh, was it good?
I think it was pretty good. It's subjective. We'll see what he says about it.
Yeah. If he says anything.
Yeah.
I'm not a normal person.
I want to know what happened.
Me too.
Come in. Tell us everything.
I rolled a nat 20 and saw Cameron's eyes almost shoot to the back of his head.
Oh no!
So, Sylas, as you exit, make an insight check, actually.
Okay. 13.
Elnifera has a haunted expression, kind of staring in the corner as you leave the room. Entering the greater portion of the temple where Cholula is there waiting.
She's like pacing and she's like pacing and sort of like fidgeting, and then when she sees that he's come out, she just kind of like she's chilling, relaxing.
Yeah, I'd say no
It's
insight
like-
check required. You you see what's going on.
Leaning on something. Oh, Sylas.
Yes. Still Sylas. Shall we?
What do you mean?
Would you like to do anything here? Maybe. We can go home. I think now. They have some business with Victoro, and we can head back to Feast and Fountain, I guess.
Alright. Did you want to wait till we're all together to fill everybody in?
Sure.
Make an insight check.
Yes.
Or perception, your choice.
What do you see?
14 perception.
14. You see the faintest bit of dark blood just kind of within the inner portion of his ear.
Oh.
His right ear.
Oh, Hank, come here. She grabs a handkerchief out of her cleavage and cleans out his ear.
Okay, yes, mother.
You got a little bit of blood. Are you alright?
Yeah, yes. There's blood in my ear?
Just a little bit.
That's good. It's good to know.
Just put that back in there. Just put it back. I'll clean it later.
Yes, it'd probably be best if we were all together, as to not repeat things.
Right, okay. Let's go back.
All right. After a brief walk, is Alma still out and about? I know she said she was going to do some research and making herself scarves.
Helping. So
I'm making
together.
myself scarves.
Scarves. Yeah.
About how long?
That whole ordeal took 6 seconds. It seemed a lot longer for you, but Cholula, he went into the room, and then maybe 10 seconds passed before he came back out. Acting weird.
But how long would it have taken them to get there and back?
Oh, maybe 20-minute walk.
Oh, then probably
Yeah, Seaward's not super far from the Northward.
we're probably just wandering. Like a bookstore that's nearby.
All right,
I'll
we'll say
try and
that.
recall any information about swirls of fog.
Yeah, you guys can go ahead and make some investigation checks for your day out. Either one of you with advantage, or both of you can make a roll.
What if you did advantage on it? What do you get then?
Investigation, you said?
Mm-hmm.
21?
21.
That ain't bad.
You get the idea, after your conversation with Cholula and that kind of epiphany that you had about looking for places, you start doing any research you can find on a place called Boccob.
Oh, yes.
And you actually find something about a ghost town across the sea in Grimdoll, just south of a prefecture known as Verfogen, where there's apparently an entire city went missing. It's kind of a local legend from hundreds and hundreds of years ago. The disappearing city of Boccob.
Are we in a bookstore?
In a library.
Can you buy books at a library? I know you can in real life.
Yeah.
Can I buy the book that I found this in? Does it contain any maps?
Yeah, there's a map of Verfogen Prefecture, as well as the greater Grimdoll area as well.
Okay, so I'll buy that, and then I would like to also buy a current map.
Yeah,
So that I can compare and contrast over
absolutely.
time.
Yeah, altogether, it's maybe one dragon. Cholula and Sylas, you return back to Feast and Fountain Manor and find it empty for the time being, unless it's open right now. I don't know
What time
you
is
guys
it?
open.
We left in the morning, right?
Yeah, it's still morning.
Yeah, I don't think we open till lunch.
Okay, so yeah, currently closed and empty.
Well, we could try to talk about something else until they get back.
It's everything and it's nothing, you know? Apparently the procedure was cut short. There was some entity there stopping them from doing their work.
Cut short. Did you still have to pay the full amount?
No.
Okay.
They'll be in contact with Victoria, but there was something blocking a deal, I guess, that was made.
Have they encountered anything like that before?
She said she hadn't, but she would speak to someone who did. maybe. Someone a little bit more experienced, she claimed.
Is she gonna get back in touch with you, or do we need to check back in?
No, she said she'd reach out.
Strange.
Yes.
A deal?
That's all that was said, at least to me. She told me the same entity that told me there was a deal made that was blocking her from pulling a thread, I think is how she put it.
Did she have any suggestions, or is that what she's gonna talk to her superior about?
I believe so, yes. Probably moving it up the chain to someone more experienced and issuing a refund to Victoro.
I imagine that's a letdown.
Yes, it was a lot of mist.
Mist.
Yeah.
Like
I'm sorry, I'm
swirling?
just having trouble kind of placing myself. Yes, right. There was a city, de Montelou.
De Montelou.
De Montelou.
Do you want me to spell that for you?
Mm-hmm.
Oh god. I was just looking at it. Here it is. Dementlieu. De Montelou.
My wife and child had made it there. I made it out. I told them I'd go back. I don't know anymore.
You made it to...
I made it out. This city was apparently a place you can't leave. There's something about masquerades and...
Have I heard of this place?
Make a history check.
I saw you in there briefly. You had purchased me these keys, actually.
17.
17? Yeah, you remember some people from the carnival that talked about de Montelou and how it was one of the worst places to perform because the pay was shit and everybody was really stuffy and stuck up.
But I don't know where it is in relation to where I ran into him. Okay.
I would say you know that you weren't there when you ran into him.
Yeah. They must have picked you up from there before they came to Boccob.
Traveling carnival types, brightly colored, gave me a way out.
We'll say at about this time, excitedly hurrying home with this new information that you found. Ollie and Alma arrive.
Right, I'm gonna get some rest, if that's okay, if you wouldn't mind. You can
Sure.
tell them.
I'll do my best. Hi.
Go upstairs and tuck in.
So there seems to have been some sort of an issue. The restoration was cut short by some sort of entity claiming that there was a deal that was made, and it prevented Elnifera, I believe was her name. It prevented her from completing the restoration. Supposedly she's going to be talking to someone that's more experienced to try to figure out another plan. I wasn't in the room, so I'm not quite sure what happened. But I know that he had a little bit of blood inside of his ear, and he was only in there for like 10 seconds before it all ended and he came out. So all he's found out was that he and his wife and child went somewhere called de Montlieu, and I think the carnival picked him up there and brought him to Boccob, where I saw him. He was purchasing some sort of key, but that's about as far as he got.
Oh, no.
So we're not much further along other than now he knows that he has a wife and child somewhere waiting for him to come back for him. He remembers a lot of mist. Or fog, I think he said.
You were looking for mess?
Yeah, we did. So, you know how I was asking you some about the miss that you remembered before you ended up in Boccob?
Yes.
So I started researching further, and I thought, okay, well, it's impossible to just search for every foggy day that's ever happened or every missing person that's ever disappeared. But a place disappearing would be a lot stranger.
Mm-hmm.
And I found out that there's a place called Werfolgen,
Verfolgen.
Worcestershire.
Verfolgen.
Werfolgen.
Verfolgen.
Verfolgen.
With a V.
Worcestershire.
I'll put
Verfolgen.
I'm going to post a bunch of maps of all of these areas and regions on the Twitter at Arcanarama show after the session, so stick around.
I just can't read.
This might help me explain better. So I will unfold the current map of Grimdoll. Okay. This is what Grimdoll currently looks like.
It's pretty
Current
expansive.
Cities, counties.
One of the southernmost continents on Kavora, just south, kind of straddling the bottom of both Mistinor and Winfell.
I know about like the invasion and stuff, right? Is that
Yeah.
part of this history?
Absolutely.
Yeah, the Grimdallian invasion. I remember that.
Exactly.
Learned about that in school.
So I found a place that used to be there, and I'll pull out that book and flip to the map there and kind of point at the same location. Verfolgen just disappeared.
Borka.
Boccob.
Verfolgen is a prefecture. It's still there. Borka was a
Okay.
city within the prefecture. That
Okay, Boccob was a part of Verfolgen. Now it's not.
Does the map of Boccob look the same?
Make an insight. No. Make a perception check with advantage.
Okay. Well, get in there, guy. I rolled the same thing twice. 9.
9.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, 9 is enough. You can point to the building.
2 does.
You fully remember. That's the layout of Borka. You spent enough time there to know it like the back of your hand.
So if you remember it that well, and this map was made before Boccob went missing,
Things don't change much around there.
then it means that things don't change much going through the mists.
So I wonder how everyone would disappear from the manor, but the manor remains. Like, is Borka's spot in Verfolgen just grassland now, or?
Never been.
I will
don't
say you
know.
notice that on the map where Borka was, there's nothing listed, no geographical landmarks. On the map itself, at least.
Maybe it's not that it disappeared. Maybe it's that people just can't get there anymore. Or can't perceive it being there.
That
At
could
all.
be.
Maybe it hasn't actually gone anywhere.
I wonder if it's missed. I wonder if people could accidentally walk into it.
But you're right, something is different about the mist that you walked into and that the people at Bramble Manor got pulled through to the mist that ate up Orca.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know what.
You know, when Leroy came in
Mm-hmm.
on our grand opening, he said to me that he had a message from the caller and that he was coming for me, even though I'm not the one that owed the debt in the first place. I may have murdered a few people on my way out, but I'm a form of payment, not the one in debt, so I feel like they should be after him instead, but I would like to see what's there, but part of me doesn't want to go anywhere near them. Then again, I was taken there through the Pinewood Forest?
Was she taken through the pipe?
Or
You were taken to the Spiral Woods.
the Spiral Woods.
Which is kind of north and then to the west of Waterdeep.
Yeah. So I guess it doesn't matter where I am, really.
It seems like there's still a lot of research that needs to be done.
Perhaps I could attempt to send a message to the one who got me out and find out how she manages to take people
Is she
back and forth.
here in Waterdeep?
Oh, I haven't seen her since I was sort of dropped back to the outside of Waterdeep. It's I don't remember a lot of specific details of that time.
If we tried to send a bird, we'd know immediately whether or not she's anywhere on this plane.
That's true. Could just ask her to come back for some conversation and a free meal and drink at the Feast and Fountain in Waterdeep.
And if she responds, or if the bird can even send, great, there's somebody who actually knows something about how all of these things work.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna fill out a paper bird to the. I keep forgetting her name. Isolde?
Isolde?
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna
Okay.
try to send a paper bird to her, inviting her to meet Sylas and I for conversation and free food and drink at the Feast and Fountain in Waterdeep.
You do so. You finish out the message. It folds itself, does a couple of flaps, and then burns to ash.
Fuck.
Well, there's our answer.
Then you all hear a from upstairs.
I'm gonna run upstairs.
I'm gonna follow.
Okay,
at a
where are you headed
distance.
upstairs?
Wherever that sound was coming from.
Make a survival check.
Okay.
Do we all have to do that?
Does the sound like it was coming from where Silas's room is?
13.
Yes. And that's where Cholula's headed. You all
Okay.
follow.
Yeah.
I'm following behind Ollie. I want as many barriers between whatever is happening as possible.
Yeah, everybody make a perception check.
Ugh. 7.
19.
19.
Oh yeah, mine's super cock.
Super cock.
Nice cock.
Nice cock.
Nice cock!
This isn't the person I want to be. 16.
16. Cholula, what did you roll again? 7?
Yeah.
Okay. You pick into the room and you instantly notice a note folded up on the bed. Piece of paper. Ollie and Alma, stepping in behind her, you step into Sylas's room and see the windows just cracked. And peering out the window, you hear some grunts, and then you see Sylas taking off into the street.
I bolt for the window, throw it up, and try to slide.
Make an athletics check.
I'm gonna go.
What's the note say?
You open it, it just says home.
We gotta follow him.
He's going to the estate.
10.
10. You start kind of clumsily making your way out the window, and there's... How the fuck did he do this? There's not that many handholds, but you do manage after about 5 minutes to get yourself to the bottom.
I'm gonna grab
You're on
Cholula
like
and
the third
head
floor.
down the stairs and towards the manor. Or the estate.
Do I see him still within this amount of
Yeah,
time?
absolutely.
Okay.
You see him for a little bit, but then he cuts into an alley and goes out of view.
I book it behind him.
Wonderful. Yeah. And with that timeline of you guys going down the stairs and her muscling her way down the outside of the building, you actually meet up at the same time and head off just behind Sylas. And that's where we're going to take a quick break for the evening.
Are you running? What is going on? What you want to be
So
homeless for?
All right. Don't forget to enter this keyword that I'm going to tell you for the first time right now in the chat for your chance to win. I don't have them around me anymore, but those, thank you. These
Teamwork.
wonderful Arknight clear plastic miniature scatter sets. We're giving away 5 of these. To enter to win, enter the word past in the chat. P-A-S-T. No caps, no punctuation, just past.
Oh, that's kind of dope, actually.
It's kind of clear.
To enter for your chance
It's
to
clear.
I just don't want to remove the thing because that's like the best part.
It's the
You get to
best
take off the
part.
Yes,
film.
they're double-sided. You've got slept-in beds. You've got made beds. You've got,
Tavern tables,
all kinds of stuff. Chairs.
great
Everything.
rugs.
Everything a growing baby girl. Everything a growing adventure.
And as we all know from having Cameron be our DM for so long, a rug can be a weapon.
It can. One of the most dangerous weapons.
I've played this game.
dangerous
I don't
weapon.
want.
So go ahead and enter for your chance to win that in the chat now. Stick around until we get back from our break and we will announce the winners. We'll be right back in about 15 minutes.
Back in a spell.
And welcome back. Before we hop back into tonight's game, we've got some things to give away.
Give them away.
We are going to now announce the 5 winners of the Arknight Clear Spell Scout. What are they? What is the actual name of those? Do they have a name?
Role-playing objects is what they're called.
Role-playing object.
Home furnishings.
Yeah, it's like clear plastic scatter terrain for your flat plastic maps and stuff. They're really cool. They've got a lot going for them, and I will now announce the winners.
Who gets 5?
Rostone 66.
Whoa.
Congratulations, or Rost 1.
Black EXE.
Black EXE with 4 for the A.
Yeah.
We've also got M-03. Congratulations, M-03.
Congrats.
It's like a spelled out dash. That's the one.
And as usual, Ephern,
God, he has a pile of stuff at my house.
as well as another huge congratulations, a Dark Phoenix Boy. Yay!
It's Moobot.
You guys are amassing quite a collection.
Thanks for watching.
Thank you guys so much for entering that giveaway. We will contact you on the back of the Twitch and get your information so that we can get those sent where they need to go. But in the meantime, keep entering the word past into the chat for your chance to win. Let's do a different word.
Present.
Enter the word
Moobot is
Holding.
really saying.
enter the word corn. C-O-R-N. To win these beautiful handmade candy corn fantasy forged dice. I don't know if I'm in the frame. This is probably closer. They're beautiful. It's a full set. It comes with a jumbo. They're great. And they could be yours.
And they'll be there just in time for Halloween.
For spooky times.
You can eat them. You
this is
can't
also
eat them.
a great time to bring up that we will be streaming next Saturday at the same great time, same great place. And we will be celebrating the Halloween festivities. So tune in to see what that means for us, I guess.
Yeah.
I have
And
plans.
stay tuned to the end to see if you are the lucky winner of the Fantasy Forge dice, and also for a sneak peek at next week's dice giveaway.
Do you have them?
I do.
Oh my god.
I have them right here, and no one can see them but me.
I should have looked behind when he gave me the chance
I
earlier.
don't know. I've been rolling lately.
I
Can
don't
I see them?
remember.
No, I can't.
I was there when he said it.
You were there.
I was
You
there,
helped.
but I don't remember. I'm not allowed to choose.
Oh.
They're spooky Halloween dice, and they're going to be cool.
Oh, I do remember.
Spoopy.
Spooky, spooky, spooky.
But on that note, let's go ahead and hop back into tonight's game.
Right, what were we doing?
Running.
Running.
You find yourself outside, once again, of Bramble Manor. The sun is just beginning to set on the horizon, which you've got a great view of from here in the upper North Ward. But you're more concerned with what lies ahead of you.
Hmm?
What would you like to do?
I'm going inside.
Yeah, you've got the key memorized, easy enough.
Am I far enough ahead to just do this with you real quick?
Yeah. Do
Okay,
you leave
cool.
the gate unlocked behind you?
Yeah, I'm not really thinking about what's behind me right now.
Your mind kind of harkens back as you step inside to that vision that you had when you were at the Castellanter Villa. And you realize now there's the cherub atop the vines. Here's the trees that were once manicured, now just kind of skeletal memories of their former selves.
I'm gonna go to the ballroom and look for anything that looks like a party.
Make an investigation check.
Invest. 17.
You see, looking around, you didn't really notice it before, but you weren't really looking for it before. You see remnants of banners, long decay. After all, it's been probably 20 years. Roll a D100. 65.
25.
Hold on. I need to get some more appropriate music for this. Excuse me.
It's got a second.
Sorry, music has never come out of me quite like that before. Excuse me, was that classical?
You suddenly see a ballroom fully decked out for a party. People are dancing. Mostly family members. And you see your wife standing kind of up at the top of a little portion of stairs. And she turns and notices you and holds a hand out with a mask still up at her face, smiling. You approach, you take her hand, and the two of you begin to dance around the room. When suddenly there is a shriek of terror. You turn to see what's going on behind you, and you see a group of people backing away from you. And you turn back to look at your wife, who is equally terrified, but isn't backing away, is clutching onto you. And you look down, and you just see, pouring out from your sleeves where your hand should be, billowing mist. And coming out from the bottoms of your pants, every seam of where clothing meets clothing or opens is just mist and your vision begins to cloud as the room fills and people are shrieking and yelling. And then suddenly it fades, and you find yourself standing on a rocky shore, still in your tuxedo. Your wife is there, still clutching onto you. You see grabbing onto the trails of her dress, your daughter. They both look terrified and confused, just like you are, looking around, and you see cracking facades of buildings, painted bright colors. And you get this, you don't know why, but you get this strange, sinking feeling of almost deja vu. The rest of you enter, or rather arrive at the manor.
I was trying to keep as close to Sylas as possible, so if I was able to see him or where he went, I'm going to be booking it in his direction.
Yeah. You guys all kind of caught up with each other at the same time and took off. You definitely saw the direction that he went, and whenever Cholula and Alma catch up with you, I assume that they probably inform you that he's headed to Bramble Manor. So you guys know exactly where you're headed, but you're just a little bit behind. When you arrive at the manor, the gate is unchained and about half open. Do you guys enter?
Yeah, I'm gonna slip through the gate.
All right. Go ahead and whoever's leading the way, make a survival check. Probably Ollie, since you said you were keeping close. Alma?
Would I possibly know where he went?
You can make a history check.
A 6?
6. You don't see any tracks. You see that the front door is open.
Just a 5.
5. You're not sure.
You want me to take a look around?
We all can go ahead and all of you can make an investigation check.
Okay.
It's like, all I would assume front door open means front door enter.
Oh, that's not one.
That's a nat 1. Oh no. Are we cursed?
It was me last game. Ha ha.
Oh no, I have to do it.
That's a Cholula nat one?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Are those dangerous?
Uh-huh.
I take back my haha.
Nope, I don't need to roll a d6. I need to roll a d4.
You also rolled a nat one?
Yeah.
Oh, shit. Okay.
I have access to the augury spell.
Oh. Would you like to use that?
I would like to use that.
What
I have to
question do
have
you
a
ask?
specific course of action.
What's the augury spell do?
So essentially, this has happened once before.
Mm-hmm.
Alma can ask a question about a course of action that she will take in the next 30 minutes, and she gets a response essentially telling her if there will be a good outcome, a bad outcome, or a mix of the two.
Oh. That's tight.
I will ask my spirits what would happen if I went to the master bedroom.
The voices roil up around you. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Just, whoa.
I'm on a surfboard that I wasn't on before.
That's all right with me.
Whoa is
88 right here.
what was a negative result?
Yes, you get the sense you won't find what you're looking for if you go to the master bedroom.
It says I can ask for. It says within the next 10 minutes you can ask your spirits about the results of a specific course of action. Does that mean I can just keep asking questions?
No. So within that 10-minute time frame, you can ask about one specific course of action. Which the course of action you asked is if you went to the master bedroom, would you find what you're looking for? And they essentially said, nah. But you do notice that the voices are louder. Much louder than
normal.
And after you use this access to this kind of ethereal knowledge, the voices die down, but continue to whisper around you.
Oh, I just got
Ollie, what did you get for investigation?
It was a 15.
15.
Yeah.
Ollie, you actually see, you guys are kind of like looking around. You see Alma, her eyes kind of glaze over that milky white for a moment before she comes back to herself. And Ollie, over your corner, you see a silhouette pass a doorway.
I'm gonna just like, it's too excited for words, point and dart.
Yeah, do you guys follow?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right.
I'm gonna stay tailing.
Okay. It leads you, rather, Ollie leads you down a corridor, through a doorway, up a staircase, to a long hallway that's familiar to you, Cholula. You see the doors to the master bedroom that you entered with Sylas ahead of you. But Ollie, you managed to actually just catch as somebody ducks into a room on the left.
Yeah, I'm gonna still follow. And actually, can I see what that person has that ducked into the room? Can I go that way?
Yeah. You entered the room following behind.
Oh, was that?
What do they see when they enter the room, Sylas?
Oh,
I was thinking of their silhouette, like we
a
haven't
familiar room
intruded.
to you as well, Cholula. You see the kind of collection of dolls off to the side, the more recently burnt candle beside the bed, and Sylas.
I'm just kind of staring at the dolls on the floor. Just like as though I came in the room and just stopped.
Mm-hmm.
And just my arms are just kind of like down.
Should we beat up these dolls? Is it?
What? Is that a real suggestion you said?
Well, I mean,
You
just-
arm wrestle people.
You're staring at the doll. Should I arm wrestle the doll? Are they fucking with your shit? Ollie sort of like reaches down, grabs her mace, and throws them.
At the dolls?
Yeah, absolutely.
It just kind of like a couple of them bounce to the side. No damage done. They're dolls.
Was it the fucking dolls?
You you did it, Ollie. Congratulations. You should have asked if they like sports.
Are you okay? Because we hear it, memory thing doesn't work, and then we hear clattering, and then you're just pole vaulting through your window. Like, was there an emergency?
There was not enough room in that bedroom to pole vault.
Okay. I just mean like you
Okay,
shot
that
put
wasn't-
yourself out of your
that was-
own
Yes, sorry.
bedroom? Are you?
It's a defense mechanism. I'm sorry. The humor, that is.
You meant jumping out the window.
It's a defense mechanism.
No, that's just for
Any window.
fun's apparently.
It's kind of hard to hit someone who's out a window. That's the memories. The procedure, as you probably heard, was cut short, and I still remembered things.
Well, what did you remember?
Did you?
The mist at the party was emitting from me. And I pull out the mask. There was a party. And where I went for maybe years, maybe seconds, if you went to this party and you were unmasked, you could never leave, is what I remember. And there was a party here. And then I remembered this room. It's not my place, really, to say. Have you guys found anything concerning the mist?
Well,
We found that the Boccob, where I left and where I saw you, existed in Grimdoll before, and the entire city completely disappeared.
like gone though.
Almond Ollie found a book with a map that had Boccob existing within Verfolgen, and then a more recent map where there's just nothing, no landmarks or anything.
And Alma found this, yes?
Yeah, I was just with.
Always been very studious. Yeah, just getting, flashes of memories, and when I saw the party, I thought, was there a party here? Are they connected? And I was right, there was. I saw it again. I saw that night, standing on the shore with my family.
On the shore of Waterdeep?
Maybe. Just remember the party, people screaming, the mist filling the room, and then I was on a shore. Looking out, as opposed to looking in. I thought that they were still back there today. I spent a long time thinking that I'd done something wrong today, but I feel a bit better now.
You can all make insight checks if you'd like.
And you can make either a persuasion or a deception check.
8.
24.
17 persuasion.
14.
What do they glean?
Well, Cholula and I glean nothing.
It seems erratic.
Yeah, a little erratic for sure. Genuinely relieved if you made the check. What was everything?
I'd say if it was persuasion, then even gleaning it, you realize he was being honest. Even those of you who failed the check, it's what he was trying to convince you of anyway, so you were convinced.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry,
But you are certain.
meant not to scare you. I meant to be out silently, but
It was the mace to the dolls, right? It really helped. Brought the tension down in the room, I really felt.
Yeah, I did,
I think that's dope. Hey, do we need to stay here? Because no offense, ghosts and everything, and listen, this place looks kind of creepy, so
You want to stay here because of the ghosts.
I'm saying, why are we staying here? Is there anything else we need to look for in here? Are you wanting more clues? Should we walk around with you?
I think
They're like a mace at
I've
other
got
corners?
everything I need, sort of. Concerning the house, I just wanted to make sure that the party was real and potentially here. Some other things.
Do you remember anyone from the party? I know, but
My wife. My child. Don't really remember the guests.
Yeah, there were a lot, but their faces were cloudy.
did Mr. Bramble keep a invitation list anywhere near? He'd keep
Likely. I think he was out of town, if we remember.
So the mist was happening inside the building?
Yes, it was emitting from my clothing.
Oh,
Technically,
I don't
it was
remember.
emitting from beneath your clothing.
From
your
beneath
skin.
my clothing.
does that
Yeah, well, yeah. My clothes turned to mist.
is
You know how
that
they do.
how the
Nikki at the party.
It was a night.
It was an anything but clothes party.
is that what the collar did, or did the mist come from around us?
The collar. I will say that this is something that you have never forgotten.
Mm-hmm.
The collar spoke a strange language that you didn't understand, and the mist rose up from the ground, kind of towards you, not from them. Yeah,
Like, bro.
Yeah, it didn't emit from the collar himself, who kept themselves very very covered. You never actually have fully seen. If you could see the collar and would not recognize them fully because you
Yeah.
never saw their face.
Yeah. But their voice, maybe?
Potentially.
Okay.
Again, I'm sorry to all of you. That was a bit of a scare. I meant to pop out, have a couple of strangely lucid memories, and return, hopefully with more news, but...
Well, there was just sort of a clatter upstairs, so we had to, we had to take a look. But Sylas, I know that none of us have really known each other for a very long time, but we've been through a few things, and we run a business together now. We live in the same house. I feel like there's a sort of a level of trust and investment between us.
For sure,
And-
yes. A level of trust.
If you've got anything going on, like, I'm saying don't hesitate to ask for help or company or another opinion, somebody to bounce ideas off of. I guess I'm speaking for myself, but I believe that we're here for you. We're sort of invested in you getting your memories back.
I'll kind of clasp Cholula's hands in mine. Thank you, Cholula.
I mean, if we're being honest, I think that clatter, now that I've tried to get out of that window, was probably you just having to get out of it. It was really hard, actually.
That's fine, I'm not ashamed.
Did you have like a hard time getting out of it? Because that was totally the clatter, right? Like, I'm pretty sure I made a clatter getting out of it.
Wasn't really thinking about
Clatter, some grunting.
that, yeah.
And I
Some
think, was it
prayers.
easy for you to get out of there?
You
Like,
said
did
some
you
prayers.
like
Yes.
fucking just like fucking...
Yeah, it was no problem.
I'm seeing if you're lying to me to console.
No, it was so easy, I thought maybe I should make a clatter.
Shit. I think that, like, what Cholula is saying is that I think we kind of all desire everything to be out on the table. I know that that's not really all possible for you because you don't really know where your table's at. But I think I agree.
I have a pretty good idea of who's at the table.
What if... Listen, I'm just throwing it out here, but... What if we all just share parts of the revenge plot? From each of us. A little, I don't know, tradesies of information, if you will. It might make everyone at the table feel more comfortable.
I think you're gonna need to clue me in a little more. I only know of 2 revenge plots.
Yeah, I don't really
And I
have...
think we succeeded against Froon.
I mean,
I think yours is the only remaining one.
Well, I have a sort of a
Well, there was a guy.
back of my mind kind of revenge.
Yeah, I mean, we can
I
always
guess.
go digging for more revenge plots, really. Like, who caused the mist coming out of my jacket?
There's
really, like,
always vengeance to be
yeah,
Listen, I only have the one big one, but
yeah.
I think...
I mean, why is the city separated into classes? You know,
Oh, man, that's such
there's
a
a
big
lot of
question.
revenge plots we can
Like-
really go digging for.
Some of them are socioeconomic, but yeah.
Right, but revenge nonetheless.
But I feel like the socioeconomic part is the plan.
Okay.
What I'm saying is maybe it would just make everyone here feel a little bit more comfortable. I feel,
If we
like
all
we're
have a bit
past-
of a secret information about each other.
yeah, like a shared secret. Like a secret amongst pals. But it's all of us.
Yes, Alma. Was there any kind of secrets that you would like to divulge?
Ooh, I've been waiting
To
to
your
episodes for
pals.
this.
Where were you living before?
Before I lived at the bookstore.
You lived at the bookstore? Mm-hmm. Always stayed there?
Uza.
Who's the soul is that?
When did you change your hair?
My hair. I don't remember
How did you
changing
get
my
out?
hair. Out of the bookstore?
Yes, the bookstore, Alma.
Well, there was a lot of chaos. You guys were all there, you remember. I kind of forgot to go to work.
Does it seem like Alma is like blatantly trying to hide something?
Make an insight check.
I don't know, does it? I'm not even rolling. Let's call that a failure. On my end.
7.
I think she's willingly failing.
I think I have to.
Okay, I was like,
I have to.
Yeah,
That was bad.
that was a
So-
22.
Yeah, you can.
I wanna know.
Ollie, yeah, something is up here. You can all tell that something is up here. She's deflecting hard.
Ollie sort of like does like a gentle clasp on the shoulder.
Alma flinches away.
Oh,
Alma, the voices are getting louder and louder
I just
as your anxiety builds.
Oh, I run.
oh fuck.
I just
I
run.
pro-
This is the episode where everyone runs away.
I prevent that from happening.
No, you don't. I refuse.
Athletics check.
Okay.
I'll go out that window.
Athletics or acrobatics.
You can do this.
23.
22.
22. You go to run, but you flinch. Because as you're running towards the doorway, you swear you see 3 shadows just kind of that were standing there that moved out of the way. And you flinch just long enough that Sylas grabs you and you can't move.
Am I grappled?
You're grappled.
Shit, there's not a whole lot I can do about that.
Alma, hey, where are you going?
Alma.
Can I even hear them?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's still whispers. It's just more present than it has been in a very long time.
Do you have your bear?
I really don't like it here. I'd like to go.
We can leave.
Well, why don't we go back to the tavern and we can talk there?
Is this Sam shake or is this
It's Alma shake.
okay?
Marketing.
If you could see my leg bouncing up on this table right now.
I was doing it all for the beginning part, and I looked over and I was like, "Oh, you're also like
I
that."
can't feel my arms.
Ollie's just sort of gonna gently stand behind Alma. Hey, let's go home. And Ollie sort of tries to drop her voice down as like comforting as she can, as calm as she can.
Is it comforting?
I don't know. I'm gonna try. And then
Oh, what are you doing?
no, nothing that cool. Don't look at that. And Ollie's gonna cast light on her hands, just as sort of like a warm, gentle orange. Would you like to hand light? That way you can always see. And if it's like on your hand and my hand, it'll be okay.
I can see incredibly far. That's not what you meant.
Into the future or into the
We're just holding hands for real.
We've done this so many times. And
Yes, I take your hand.
Ollie's gonna very gently clasp and just start walking out of the home.
You all begin making your way back to Feast and Fountain. The tavern is bustling downstairs, but is able to run in your stead. It is your staff has been well trained. You make your way up into the second story living area through the
Common.
Through the common room into the den. Yes, there it is. Which is now a gorgeous dark wood area. Low light. There is a fireplace off to the side of the kind of circular opening of this portion of the turret, the tower that stands next to the building. And you all find yourselves in a more comforting space
Have the voices gotten quieter?
as soon as you left.
Okay.
As soon as you stepped outside of the building, it was quieter. And once you got past the gate, it's like they stayed. it's like you can still hear the whispers, but they're coming from the building. And the further you get, the more comforted you feel.
I do have a question about those
I answer.
before we get into all of this. Would it be possible by any stretch of the imagination that these voices at the estate aren't ghosts? They're not dead beings, but maybe the people who were transported?
Make an Arcana check.
Ooh.
I'm gonna use the Amadeus.
Oof, I just got a whole idea for a tabletop game that has like an occult rolling system.
I have no idea. That's a 6.
You're not sure.
Okay.
All you know is that it's quieter now, and you're still nervous, but you feel better. There's one layer of terror has been peeled back, for the rest at least. And you find yourselves in the comfort, warm, low light. You can hear a little bit of kind of faint, muffled music and body singing coming from the tavern below you, but it's pretty well insulated.
I want to say that I grabbed a bottle of wine
Absolutely.
and poured a glass for
Yeah.
everyone.
You guys probably have your own private reserve. Yeah, we'll say you guys have your own private reserve in above the tavern in the living portion. That was a gift from Victoria and Amalia.
Oh, what a nice guy and wife.
They just keep wanting to give us stuff. It's so nice. I love things.
And you
So-
all find yourselves in the quiet interior.
Are you
Why?
okay to talk now?
Why did you change your hair?
I'm telling you honestly that I did not change my hair.
Then what changed your hair?
I don't actually know.
How did you get out?
Get out of what?
Do I actually know how I did that? I think I just ran.
Make a history check.
Can I also retcon and say that I
7.
picked up my mace from that?
That's history. With
That's the toys mace now.
history.
don't want to lose.
Oh, with advantage?
I like sometimes dual wielding.
10.
10.
Sorta.
You don't remember exactly how. You just remember that you followed the voices.
And it's after that that I was stuck with them. I just ran.
Why did you run? Did you take your mother with you?
Oh, shit.
Yes.
Where is she? Alma.
You're not gonna like what you see.
I haven't liked much.
She's at the Temple of Ilmater.
Well, wait a fucking minute. Are you telling me that you're you're each other's long lost family? Father, daughter? No fucking way.
No fucking way!
Yep. That's what the procedure brought me.
Oh, damn.
Did you know that was your dad this whole time?
Something I'd like to know as well.
Oh wait, that means your wife. I'm sorry. I don't know how families work.
I've been waiting 16 hours.
So long.
Before that,
Yeah.
Yeah, months and months.
what was the question? Was there a question just now? I'm asking as Samantha.
We were asking about clarification, and he
Yes.
was wanting to see where your mom is at, and you were like, "You're not gonna like it." And he
She
was
said
like,
she
"I
was
don't
at the
like
Temple
anything."
of
It's still
Ilmater.
daytime, right?
No, the sun has set. We're getting into early evening now.
Look at you. I don't know everything. I don't know why I left. To come back, is what I said to myself. I don't know why we were there, but I do know that I wouldn't leave now.
Insight.
Yeah. Persuasion or deception?
Persuasion.
What's happening to you?
I just noticed.
I'm trying to chew away from the microphone.
I am just stunned. I am. First off, I'm so tired of this
This is
whole
what my
table.
hands are doing.
Yeah,
That's what we're doing.
I'm tapping my foot on top of my other foot and I'm bruising my foot.
Every single game, I feel like everyone else has this like secret, and I'm the little stupid one who has to figure it out.
You can ask this one. Called it.
Yeah.
I didn't write it down. We didn't do that whole joke, but I was like, I'm going to tell you so I can say it later.
What was your persuasion?
15.
17.
It's not the man I am now.
I don't know that yet.
I'd be willing to prove it.
Well, we're business partners, so you'll have to.
Oh no.
I can take you to see in the morning. Wear your clothes from the opera. Bring money. They don't have very much.
I will do that.
I'm going to bed. And I will go to the attic.
Okay.
I guess she doesn't want to hear our secrets.
Gonna be honest.
secrets, do
I
tell.
went into a fugue state. I don't know what you people are talking about. Taylor was staring at me like a crazy man for the last 20 minutes. My bones hurt.
I like to be on the table. I'm sorry.
Alma,
I knew I had to add that pressure to it. Sylas would be staring at you the
know,
moment
and
he
I'm
realized
afraid.
that. I'm sorry.
Alma, you head upstairs to the attic,
Yeah.
and it's silent.
Well, like silent.
Silent. You quickly fall asleep.
Well, that's never happened.
It's like, that doesn't sound good.
The rest of you are downstairs.
I guess you didn't. Well, Cholula, come on.
I mean, should we save it for when everyone's around?
It's a gifted bottle. I'm sure I've done something in the past that has set her on a bit of anger towards me, but as soon as I find out what that is, I'd like to rectify it.
You
And I
think
take
maybe
a
it
giant
was the-
swig from the bottle.
I think maybe it was the leaving and never coming back thing.
I mean, to put it so plainly, potentially Cholula, yes, but I also had no idea how to, or that I should go back, if that makes sense. Something I can probably never illustrate to an estranged daughter. But here we are, a day anew. I feel good, you know. I feel horrible, of course, but I feel good.
As you say this,
You start to hear whispers.
no, it really sets in because, like, you picked out specific bits during the ritual.
Yeah.
But really sitting down, now that the kind of shock has worn off a little bit, and you've had this other kind of large emotional deluge, you really ruminate on, it was the time between leaving and when you found that carnival was years. And you never stopped trying. But you were quite literally lost in the dark.
I'm gonna get there. But yeah, how many bottles do they leave us?
Oh, I don't know. How many bottles did they leave
5.
us? 5? About 5.
Sound. Probably for the better. What family members have you abandoned in your recent past? Anything of note? An uncle? Great aunt? Someone you couldn't talk to or tell them how hard you were trying to get back to?
Well,
I'm sorry.
the Enders sort of sold me off, and then I ended up assassinating the people that I was working for and escaping.
Fuck yes. Assassinating. I like how you put it. That's good. Assassinated them.
Were they bad? Mm-hmm.
They have to be.
Well, I mean, they bought people. Like, I understand that, like, core bad.
Well,
but
they
like,
didn't. I don't know if you would say buy. Leroy owed a debt and used me as payment. I suppose. The man that came to the bar.
Fuck him. I'm not even that far gone. I'm sorry. Fuck that guy.
I agree.
Using a person as payment. Fuck that.
Yeah, they had all sorts of servants and people working underneath them. Barely paid anyone that was actually being paid at all, and sort of hoarded everything for themselves. Truly awful people, tortured. But I made the food, so, and one of their sort of, I guess sort of the lead of the area, lady, I forget her name. She made poisons. So I got my hands on...
You poisoned them.
Well, one of them had sort of built up a tolerance, so I had to use the kitchen knife.
You might have to go back on that. I'm sorry, what? Someone developed tolerance to poison. Like they were just taking little sips every day?
It was
little pick-em-ups?
perfumes, right? The perfumes contained
Who are you talking
the
to?
poison.
I'd say you probably recall the woman's name was Ivana Baritzi.
There you go. Ivana Baritzi.
I don't know that name.
But the people that I was cooking for were the Mondarovas.
Ponderovas.
So I killed them, and I took a hefty portion of their money that I could carry, and I went throughout the little huts where all of their servants lived, and I gave money to them and took the bit that I had left, saw a sign for a carnival, and thought, well, I'm gonna die soon,
I
so
met you at the carnival.
I'm gonna go enjoy myself.
I bought a set of keys. They went to my manor.
The money I gave you for the keys was money that I stole from the couple that I assassinated.
I feel so much better about having keys. I don't drink often.
What?
Oh, but we love it when you roleplay it. It's so funny.
What? Did you all hear Alma just now talking about roleplaying? Look at me. Whoa.
I just want an hour-long Taylor bit of this is what it's like to play D&D.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I'll sit out a ticket and I'll live stream it. What happened to
glad you made it
you?
up.
You like sports? You're always asking people if people like sport.
Because she was a professional athlete.
Yes.
Yeah.
No one says yes, do they? But was your sport arm wrestling?
Hey, Did anyone know you?
No, I was gone for 20 years.
Ollie, what happened to him?
Ollie's eyes sort of just like glow gold for like half a second. There's nothing but rage behind these eyes now. And
You
she
take a
just
level of barbarian.
Take it. Here.
she just sort of like puts her arm out and's like, well, let's go.
Oh, we arm wrestling then. Is this your
Blessing.
I mean, you caught the guns, man.
Is this your sport of choice? Arm wrestling?
It has to be now.
Wrestling arms.
My leg doesn't work.
So it was leg wrestling before. All right, arm wrestling it is. Which arm? I got 2 of them.
Whichever is your strongest. You'll need it.
Shit, I never thought about that. Sounding a bit like Jack Sparrow now. Well, the right.
Dark Ward. Both of you make a Constitution saving throw real quick.
You make a
I can read, I promise. 16.
Okay.
14.
Okay. Yeah. As you commence with the arm wrestling,
You'll be
Sylas-
witness to this loss.
Sylas, you have disadvantage on these athletics checks.
Yes, I do.
You can still win.
As you square up, Cholula calls it.
Go.
Go.
18.
18.
No.
That's the low roll.
There's no movement as you catch each other, and Ollie, you get a true appreciation for the bulging forearms.
Handsome, aren't they?
I think this is the first time we've had 2 strong characters.
Wait,
physically,
I got a nat 20 and a 2.
emotionally,
That makes it a 6.
18.
18. Ollie starts making some headway.
Oh,
Dirty 20.
these disadvantages are really doing it, huh? 7.
Silas's hand touches the table.
Catch me when I'm sober.
Do I get a feeling that he could take me sober?
You get a sense that it would probably be a pretty close match.
My brain hurts.
He should lie down.
So what happened to your knee?
That's what I was gonna ask.
You had the opportunity to ask different questions.
I haven't arm wrestled you yet, so I didn't think to ask questions.
Tournament, I took a javelin to the knee. I suspect it was foul play.
You took one? Like,
Do you think someone
asked
did it on
somebody?
purpose?
No, there was another competitor going and his javelin went wild. I've never seen one go completely off mark. I think it was on purpose.
shouldn't you all be throwing in the same direction?
Exactly.
Right? Like throw away from me. Thank you.
It's throw away. How do you throw behind you? I think it was on purpose because I was the only one that could have taken him that year.
Do you think the player is the one that did it? Or
Oh,
do you
yeah,
think
absolutely.
someone else
Yeah,
you
maybe
think
some
someone
spectator.
cast a spell on it or something?
No, I mean,
Are there bets that go on?
Oh, there has to be. It's sport.
I've never taken part in them. I just
Of course I
I
would.
love the game. The thrill, the crowd, the cheers. I mean,
But the crowd, are they betting
Yeah,
money
it's-
on who's gonna win?
I never took part. I don't know. I mean, I bet. I mean, when it was a sport.
Ha!
I mean,
She
there's-
bets!
She bets. You got her.
This was all a setup. So.
Cholula's mind wrestling the shit out of you.
I guess.
Next your brain.
Sure. But I don't know. All I'm saying is if you're supposed to throw it one way, it going whoosh and going right through my knee means that he obviously planned on going there.
Or someone else did.
No, people love me.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
They do. They do love her. Up until the moment that she beats them in arm wrestling.
Well,
that
I mean,
she started,
there
mind you,
had
which
to
is
be-
strange.
well,
Someone like on his side, like his mother or something,
The
that wanted
trainers.
him to win. You know, it could be anybody that was rooting for.
honestly,
Whoever.
that is
Someone who hates knees.
fair. Well, see, that's what I don't understand is how he had such a wild throw and still somehow won the competition.
Is there,
I-
Nobody looked into it.
is there a commission or a board in charge of sport around here?
I just...
Make a history check, Ollie.
Ugh,
With advantage,
tiring.
because you were there.
Christ.
11.
11? 11 is enough. It was ruled an accident, and he was given another throw.
That was
Oh, yeah, that was it. It was honestly kind of a weird call. They ruled it an accident and he got to re-throw.
Does that usually happen? Accidents? Rethrowing?
Do I know how often
Is that in the
people
rules?
would have gotten
There are
injured?
not accidents very frequently, but you have heard of people being disqualified for less.
I think even if he is the one that did it on purpose and not someone else, them ruling a throw like that going backwards into the competitor's knee and saying that it was an accident, there's some sort of conspiracy going on.
For sure.
Well, Ollie sort of gets like really flustered and really hot. I never even thought of that.
You're fine. You're
Well,
fine.
no,
We're just talking.
I just want names.
This is the first
is
we've
all
heard
I'm
of somebody
saying.
being javelined in the knee.
I just...
And you lost your church. When was that? Was that close to... Was that near that time? Were they correlated events? Sorry, I moved the battle map.
How are we gonna battle?
How am I supposed to act under these conditions? I didn't look into the javelin thing because I found better. I don't know. I thought all I wanted was fame and I wanted something else more.
What did you desire over fame?
Who?
Oh, a person. That's...
Cholula throws up.
Oh, well, party foul. I'll
Oh.
get one of the barbacks.
I put
Oh,
the handkerchief. I'm going to bed. Just leave the handkerchief on top of the.
You know,
Fine.
actually, you should go grab someone and I'll make sure that this doesn't move.
Won't do a thing. Maybe you will. And then I get up and go downstairs.
Ollie is just gonna clean it up. And hopefully before Sylas comes back with another person, and that way she can be gone.
Oh, easy enough. It's going to take him a second to get down there.
Yeah. Hoping with how drunk he is.
Yeah.
It takes him a second, and I would just like to clean it up and run off to bed before he gets back.
Okay. Sylas, you return eventually with a large elephant-faced man.
Told you.
Where's the stain? I would
Oh.
destroy the stain.
No need, big fella. I'm guessing she cleaned it up. A drink then. Downstairs.
I'm on the job. But thank you. I appreciate all that you have done for me.
Should have grabbed Dag. Downstairs.
You're right.
Come on.
I have work to do.
I saw my own shadow the other day. Downstairs.
Where does Sylas find his sleep that evening? Does he make it back to his room?
I was just gonna chat it up with Dag, just spill the guts, but like no sequiturs, no like, oh, so here's my story. Just like silence, then I tried to come back at every chance I got. Just takes a drink.
That's really hard.
Yeah.
That sounds tough.
Then I come back and I know it for days, and it's like, why didn't you just tell me?
That's a lot of feelings to unpack there. You know, you should probably be telling her all these things.
I will. I'm just airing it out now. I'm practicing, aren't I?
Of course. And that's what bartenders are for.
That's what bartenders are for. You're a good one. You know that? Did I tell you that one day?
Well, I got the jab, so I appreciate that, though. You're very kind.
Good. You're kind. That's why you got the job. But too kind. Okay.
I can drive back if you like.
No. I'll do one more, then I'll head up to my room.
All right.
He pours you another drink.
You got a family dag? Daggled?
Yeah. We got 2 sisters. We stay with my mom down in the dock ward.
That's nice. Didn't know much of your father then?
Nah. I know that he's from overseas, apparently.
Well, shit, it could be me. I'm kidding. Sorry, I'm kidding. Bad joke.
He's an elf.
That's... Any resentment?
I'd have to think about him to resent him, wouldn't I?
Sharp. But if he came back or something, you wouldn't... You'd give him a shot, maybe? If
Well,
he
he'd
was
have
trying?
questions, sure.
Yeah.
I don't know that he'd even recognize
But
me.
what if you didn't have questions and you were just kind of silent and mean and you whispered things in someone's head like a ghost, like, I'm over here, but I'm not really.
I have been working on that one. I don't know about the whole ghost part, but, sending messages
Right, yes.
pretty close.
As he's talking, he's like mixing a drink for somebody else and goes to pour it. And as he does, he like waves his hand, and you see just like a mixture of different types of liquors lift out of a bar mat and go into a sink nearby as he prestidigitates it. Yeah, I don't know. If I'm being honest, I don't think he recognized me. I might play along with that. Serve him a couple drinks, ask him about himself, get to know him a bit. Because, he didn't really afford me the opportunity to do so in the past. So I'd probably get to know him for who he really is without him, putting on a show for me. And then I'd tell him. Watch his face.
But if you couldn't catch up, you really wanted to.
Well, he could be dead for all I know. And to that I say, rest in paradise. Hey, what else can you do?
Right.
That's life.
On second thought, I think I'm gonna need a bottle.
Right. I think you got one upstairs. Maybe take it to your room. Seems like you had a pretty long day.
Right. Yes. No. That's
You need
just
help
going-
getting up there? You want some company?
No. I'm fine.
All right.
Watch my shadow.
Will do.
And I'll go upstairs.
All right. You all find your sleep for the evening in various different positions in your rooms. And you take your long rest.
Ooh-wee. I actually needed that. Did you guys take damage in this last session?
Was that what you guys were texting?
Emotional damage.
How did you take damage?
Second damage.
The next morning,
Breakfast.
as Cholula is preparing breakfast downstairs, up earlier than usual, up with the sun this time, instead of waiting for it to crest over the buildings. As Ollie is upstairs reciting her prayers to Boccob between push-ups, and Sylas and Alma, you both awaken and I presume are getting dressed for your trip into the Sea Ward.
Alma pretty much just wears her usual stuff, but then grabs the hat of disguise.
I wake up too late to do my morning workouts and can't get through a push-up without almost vomiting. So I just get changed.
Yeah. The faint sound of street musicians just kind of trickles into the feast and fountain from the outside when there's suddenly a loud... You all jolt up with a start as every window in the manor in the tavern rattles. The joyful music is replaced by screams of anguish. And that's where we're going to end our session.
Oh, get the fuck out of here.
Get the fuck out of here.
The people paid for 4 hours.
But also, you guys all leveled up to level 3.
They got
Oh,
4 hours.
snap.
Level up, level up.
So,
Holy
Sorry, I clapped.
we'll go ahead and we'll announce the dice giveaway first so that anybody who needs to get off to their bed can get off to their bed. And then we'll go through and we'll roll for hit points and we'll talk about what you guys are getting at level 3 and what fun stuff you'll have at the beginning of the next session.
Oh my goodness.
I hope I rolled
But
Can't get enough of
this
Arcanarama.
time.
Check us out tomorrow.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We didn't even talk about that. Shit.
Yeah, you gotta come hang out.
Yeah. So tomorrow we're going to be doing another stream. Do we know what time we're doing that?
7 p.m.
Seven?
It's the sundown.
Perfect. We're going to be going live right here on twitch.tv/Arcanarama at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time for our Convo-rama,
Yeah.
our talkback show where we ask each other questions about our characters.
We read
and
the chat. We answer
Yeah.
your questions.
Yeah, so tune in if you've got any questions for us, or if you just want to hang out and say what's up and have us say stupid stuff at you. We'll do that too.
I'll be there this time.
Get the fuck out of town.
Go ahead and
You already know. Like,
go ahead and enter your the keyword was corn.
Corn.
Go ahead and enter the keyword corn for your chance to win. Now we are going to announce the winner
Nebraskans, you don't get
of
an
the
advantage.
candy corn dice is 11-day-old Kobold. Congratulations!
welcome back.
Hell yeah! Congratulations to you. We will get. I think we already have your information.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Did you bring friends? You said you were going to bring friends.
Say hello in the chat. If
We
you're a
talked
friend.
about it.
Try.
Okay. Hell yeah, that's awesome.
Candy corn guys.
Yeah, you win the candy corn. It's beautiful. Beautiful candy corn dice, lovingly painted by myself. They look like. Oh, there's one.
Yeah. It doesn't
We
look.
really need to get a webcam for this shit.
Yeah, we do. That's, the next. We have USBs open for the next. Yeah.
Beautiful. Yeah. So let's go around. I think everybody's a D8 except Alma's a D6 for hit points.
Mm-hmm.
So let's go
I'll
ahead
probably
and,
still roll lower.
and roll for hit points.
Oh, D8. Yeah.
Yeah. Remember, you re-roll ones.
Mhm.
So if you guys actually want to go ahead and roll and then just give us your new total. And we'll go around. We'll start with Taylor.
So what am I adding to it?
You add what you rolled plus your Constitution modifier.
Con mod is +3. That's 7 plus 3.
Nice. So you go up 10 hit points. What does that bring your total to?
27.
Nice.
God, I gotta update these fucking graphics again. It's like every week. I meant to tell you about those pendants so we don't have to. Whatever else. We'll talk about it.
I rolled a
Absolutely.
6 this time.
Nice.
Plus 1 from my Constitution, plus 12, which is my current hit points, put me at 19.
Yeah. Hell yeah. Where's Alma sitting?
I rolled a 5,
Nice.
so my new hit point maximum is 24.
Hell yeah. Also,
So, 16.
whenever you're adding these into D&D Beyond, you don't need to add your Constitution modifier. It does that automatically.
I was
So you
just about to ask.
just add the number that you rolled.
I thought
what,
so.
what does that bring Ollie's total to?
I rolled an 8.
Hell yeah.
So I'm at a 33.
Hell yeah. You guys all rolled so well. And if I'm not mistaken, level 3 is a pretty big level up because that is when most of you get to choose your archetypes.
Well, if you watched last Arcanarama, you'll know that I don't like to divulge what my archetype is without it being in the story. So
Oh, that's true.
I probably won't say anything until next episode.
Okay. He's going to make you wait.
Yeah.
Tune in next time.
Please tune in next time.
Oh, speaking of next time, we're going to be doing another dice giveaway.
Oh yes, the secret dice.
Because next week is a very special week. It's Spooky Halloween. So I have these beautiful Spooky Halloween dice. They are orange and black and beautiful with gold paint. And the greatest thing about them, which I can't show you right now because they're not charged, the orange glows in the fucking dark.
Yes, it does.
Yeah, it actually glows green in the dark, which is
I want
very,
them.
very exciting.
I'm gonna make a bunch of dummy accounts.
I really wanted to just like this episode be like candy corn dice.
I actually have another set. It's part of a pair.
Oh wait, I told you I wouldn't buy any.
You can
that
buy
one's-
more soon.
I'm so ready to buy dice.
Oh yeah, I guess I can go ahead and announce that too. We're nearing the final stretches of cleanup, and we're about to open a Fantasy Forge dice shop, where you, if you see a set that you like, and you don't manage to win it in the giveaway, you can actually just go and buy that shit for yourself. And it supports me, which in turn supports the show, and they're beautiful. I love all of them. I have a couple of sets that I have right now. I have this one that's like clear with holographic flakes in it, and it's beautiful. And I have these solid black ones with gold paint, and they're beautiful. And I have my DM dice that are like turquoise and copper, and I love them all.
I have so many.
But I have to sell some of them,
They're so nice.
and
Yes.
you could buy them.
So beautiful.
You've got to do it quick before I just load up my dice pumpkin.
Yeah.
We can go more in depth with these tomorrow, but if anyone else is willing to divulge their archetype they've chosen, I mean, we already know Alma's
Yeah,
deal. But
I
if you
just
want to
get
tell us
a
what
new
you've
thing.
got,
I got my meta magic, y'all.
do you know which ones you're going to choose yet?
I already chose them, but should I wait to reveal them until it happens?
I'm so excited for you guys for all of these.
I also
things,
got
all these
second level
archetypes.
spells.
Do what? Second level spells? Mm-hmm. Hell yeah.
I won't tell you which one of
them.
them I took either, but it's sick, y'all.
Oh, hot damn! I
You chose
also
yours
got
already,
second
right?
level
You get yours pretty
spells.
early.
Hell yeah, which means
No,
all the
I
second level
chose
spells.
just now.
Do you know what you're going with, Cholula?
I'm going with Swashbuckler.
Hell yeah.
You swashbuckles.
That's very
Yeah.
exciting.
Swash them all.
Yeah, we'll talk more about these.
Yeah. Tomorrow on our
Mm-hmm.
Convo-rama.
Actually, I'll tell you what it is on our Convo-Rama.
What?
Hey.
But if you don't go to that, then you'll have to wait till next
You gotta go
time.
again.
Incentive.
If you guys
Yeah.
weren't there for the last one, you guys get to ask us questions. We ask each other questions.
Yeah.
We give you like insight into why we do the things that we do, as long as it's not a spoiler for
there's
the
like
future.
there's a little bit of structure to it where we have mostly I have questions for all of you, and then you guys have questions for me, and then or each other, and then the second half of the show we dive into chat and we take your questions and answer those, and they can be anything from like what's your favorite class to what was your character thinking when Sylas looked at you across the table and said some shit.
He didn't. We'll get to it. But
Save it.
with a reveal like what just happened, you're probably going to want to know all the insights, so you got to have a lot of questions.
Yeah.
And join us on our Convo-rama, where we'll scream like Muppets.
Yeah.
Thank you guys so much for tuning in. We will see you tomorrow, and if you can't make it then, we'll see you next week for episode 7. But until then, stay safe out there, adventurers. Bye, everybody.